Bang Bang, it's Vic Reeves. From The Apprentice, she's hired Katie Hopkins. And their captain, John Locke. And facing them tonight, Northern Soul, Johnny Vegas. He's a bit tasty, Danny Dyer. And our new team captain, Jason Manford. Now, welcome your host, Jimmy Carr.
Hello and welcome to 8 out of 10 Cats, a show about opinion polls, surveys and statistics. Did you know, for example, the highest speed ever achieved on a bicycle was 166.94 miles per hour. It was recorded at a level crossing. Because the train hit the man. 18% of men check their tyre pressure every week. Yeah, that seems fine. The average age of naturists is 55. Sorry, that should read, sadly, the average age of naturists is 55. Right, let's get on with the show. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. We've teamed up with a leading polling organisation and they've asked the British nation what stories they've been discussing this week. It's our panellists' job to guess the British public's top 5 most popular talking points. Jason and your team, you're up first. What have the nation been talking about this week?
Is it,
Paris.
Paris? Yeah, Paris Hilton. Paris was put in jail for drink driving, then she was released after 3 days, and then she got put back in jail again when the judge found out that she got out. So she's not best pleased. She's been on hunger strike as well for 25 years. Well,
She's taking that seriously.
she is.
She got out for psychological reasons, didn't she?
Yeah, I
Don't
think,
let her out, and then they put her back.
I think she got out of prison. She managed to do it because she was depressed.
Yeah.
Which is extraordinary, because no one's elated.
It's incredible. Actually, there's nobody who feels sorry for her, do they?
Is that how you get out of prison, if you're depressed?
Yeah. If you don't like it, they go, oh, come on then.
With the drink driving thing, she claimed she didn't know she was banned from driving because someone else opens her post. She's too lazy to look at it herself.
I got pulled up for speeding, and he thought I'd stolen the car because I had a northern accent. And he asked me when I'd bought the car, I told him I didn't know. He asked me when I'd passed my test, I told him I didn't know. He asked me what the insurance cost, I said I don't know. And to my eternal shame, I said, I have somebody who does that for me.
You've changed, Johnny.
I know.
Have you got a PA, Johnny?
She's more of a best friend that I pay to run my life. And she dresses me.
I don't think of anything worse than being your PA. 2 o'clock in the morning. I want a wagon wheel. Like, oh, for God's sake.
That's the Apprentice show I want to see. Come and work for Johnny Vegas. They all left on the first day.
Every morning, 4 o'clock, she gets a call. I've started another fire.
Shall we have a look and see whether Paris Hilton is one of the most talked about things this week? I have a feeling she might be. Yes, indeed. She's the most talked about thing this week. This is the story that Paris Hilton has been sent to jail. Paris is now on suicide watch, and Bill Oddie will be hosting. Fantastic. Sean, Katie, Vic, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
Is it the Formula One kid, the super-duper new Formula One, British Formula One?
Oh, I heard about him, yeah.
Lewis Hamilton, and he's won a Grand Prix, and he's very fast. He's the new Michael Schumacher.
People are saying he could be the new Tim Henman if there's an accident. He never wins anything ever again. He's only 22, it's amazing. You watch Formula One, don't you?
No, not really.
OK,
No.
I'm glad I asked.
I think it's weird, people who watch Formula One. It's all right on the telly, but those people who spend loads of money to go to Monaco and watch it, just to stand there, hundreds of quid, just to go... Well, he was good, wasn't he? Hear that one. He was proper fast. I don't understand it. I don't know why you'd bother going.
Well, I quite like the fact that it's boring. A lot of people complain about Formula One, but I think it's one of its major pluses, is the fact it's really boring. Because nothing can spoil it. You can do drilling, hoovering, you can go up, have a sleep, come back, you're still in the lead. You don't even need to watch the end. You just look at the podium, yeah, he won. Perfect, it's the most boring sport.
Let's have a look and see whether Lewis Hamilton, a British sporting hero, is one of the most talked about things this week.
Hey, number 2.
Yes, Yes, Lewis Hamilton has won his first Grand Prix, making him the youngest ever leader of the Formula One Championship. It's a dangerous sport. Lewis stared death in the face before realising it was Bernie Ecclestone handing him a trophy. Jason, what else have the world been talking about this week?
Is it kids? No, every day in the paper for like last week there's been a story about kids not being hard enough, or some bloke from ROSPA, the Royal Society of Prevention of Accidents, has said that kids should climb trees so that they break their wrist. I mean, he's in the wrong job, let's be honest. Right?
She worked for the Royal Society for the Promotion of Accidents.
I had a mate when I was at school, not showing off, and he was proper hard, always climbing trees and eating berries and stuff and chasing worms. And
Yeah, proper hard.
he was brilliant, you know what I mean? And he's dead now. But what 13 years, brilliant. You had a right laugh.
What we used to do is, which I think's fine, is get a scaffold pole and fire fireworks at each other. No, it was great.
But you were brought up in Basra, right? If you're watching, don't try that at home. Do it outside.
When I was a lad, there was a gang, 'cause I lived in a little place in Manchester called Chorlton, and there was a gang called the Chorlton Bad Boy Club. And they used to graffiti the initials all over the place. CBBC was here. You got a tattoo of John Craven.
You've got kids, haven't you?
Yeah, I was at my daughter's 3rd birthday yesterday.
You went to that, that's nice, yeah. Well done.
Just remember. But I think now a bit of, you know, rough and tumble, a few bashes.
So you chuck them out of trees and...
No, but a few bashes. My daughter was in a full body plaster cast quite recently for 3 months.
What the fucking hell did you do to her?
Well, whatever her daughter did, she won't be doing it again.
It was really hard carrying her around because she was solid.
I would have thought that'd be easier.
Like a Solvite baby.
It wasn't anything too serious, was it?
Yeah, her leg.
Anything too serious? She's a full body cast, man!
Vic, you're a father.
I would always let them injure themselves and, in fact, encourage it. Alice, who's the eldest, I would encourage her to run into walls and not get any sympathy. So she knew what was coming. And with Louis, he was given a revolver.
I often push a pub door open and go, "You soft bastard," and then just leave my son stood there in the street. Let him face the music.
How old's your boy again?
4.
Shall we see if mollycoddling our children is up there? Yes, it is. Yes, this is the story that we're wrapping our kids in cotton wool. They're spending too much time stressed about exams and not enough playing outside. Of course, exams are a lot easier than they used to be. Apart from history, that's got harder. More things have happened. Although, thanks to rising sea levels, geography is getting much easier. Sean's team, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
Well, I think it's your show, isn't it? The Apprentice. They've been talking about that a lot. Very popular, wasn't it? You're all over the papers, aren't you?
A little bit.
It's like a rash.
Do you think the best man won?
I'm delighted that Simon won, and I'm delighted that Christina didn't.
Ooh. Who was your favourite? Who do you like the most?
I probably like Trey the most. Yeah.
Trey is amazing.
Yeah, oh,
I'm a bullshitter. I'm a bullshitter, I bullshit.
Who do
I'm
you
a
mean?
bullshitter. I do nothing but bullshit. I'm a bullshitter. He's an incredible character. He seemed to think bullshitting was the best possible thing in a businessman.
Doesn't Alan Sugar say, I don't like liars, cheats, bullshitters and arse-lickers? You can't help feeling the last two, he's really upped the ante there, hasn't he? Liars, cheats, he goes, bullshitters, arse-lickers. I wonder if they stopped him when he went, suckers, mother gypsies, the poor, eagles. And he really gets carried away. It's a very mainstream show.
Who do you think should have won, Danny?
I think Christina should have won, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, she had a dodgy set of teeth on her, but I think she was she was more, you know, the other geezer irritated me. I just couldn't get me nut round him, but...
We're going to have subtitles for this, aren't we?
I've not actually seen it, but I did see you in the papers. Behind a gate.
Yes.
If you're going to have sex in a field,
Yeah.
don't do it by a gate.
Where's better, though?
Well, behind the bush.
You you've sort of come out of The Apprentice as the biggest star.
Are you going to develop a show now like Badger did? Hopkins Happy Home Bust-Ups. Hello, I'm in Cleethorpes with Jeff. He runs a small printing company, so I'm going to shag him. Well, the thing is, Jeff, once you got rid of the wife and kids, we can focus on output.
Well, that is burnt on my retina.
I bet this is quite strange for you, Katie. It's like you're trapped in a rural petrol station. Blokes filling up your car going, yeah, I bet you give it a...
Let's see if The Apprentice is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, it is. The best thing Alan Sugar said this year was, I've got a gut feeling in my stomach. That kind of use of the English language makes me want to punch his face in the face. You've got one more to get fingers on buzzers. Jason.
It's Prince Harry.
Prince Harry, tell me more.
Prince Harry in trouble because his lads are in Iraq and Afghanistan and whatnot, doing a war.
Doing a war?
Doing a war. Yeah, and...
How long have you been sat next to Danny
I'm
Dyer?
catching it, it's amazing.
They're off there doing a war.
Getting all warmed up.
And he was in Canada at some sort of strip club getting boobs in his face.
I love him, that Harry. He's a raving lunatic. Out of his nut, loads of birds around, a big joint hanging out of his mouth.
Dressed as a Nazi.
Legend.
He's well up for it.
My favourite bit was he was talking to a barmaid and he didn't want to reveal his true identity. So when she said, "What's your name?" he went, "Gary." That was the best he could come up with. Prince Gary.
Danny, do you think he should have gone to Iraq?
Yeah, I think he should have got involved, definitely.
Should have got involved.
Do you not worry about him being out there, like, getting shot at and... Like, he can't camouflage, can he? Do you know what I mean? You imagine two Iraqi soldiers. Did you just see that tree move? What, the one with ginger hair? You know what I mean?
Let's have a look and see whether Prince Harry is up there. Yes, this is the story that Prince Harry visited a strip club in Canada whilst his colleagues were fighting in Iraq. A strip club is very much like Iraq. Young men getting slaughtered, bazookas everywhere, weapons going off. It's more expensive than you think when you go in. Muslims don't like it. I blame Bush. Well, at the end of that round, I can tell you that Sean, Vic and Katie have 2 points, Jason, Johnny and Danny have 3 points. Our next round is called Pick of the Polls. Our teams choose a picture and then they have to answer a question based on a related survey or statistic. OK, Sean's team, you're to go first. Pick one.
I like the people who are carrying a sturgeon.
Catfish.
It's a what's worse question. According to statistics, what's more risky, fishing or horse riding?
Well, horse riding is much more dangerous, isn't it?
You're going
This
horses?
is more dangerous because when you fall off horses, you can only fall in the riverbank, which is by rights near the edge, so not as deep as the middle, so you should be able to get out.
No one's ever tried fishing at sea, have they?
Oh, you didn't say that, did you? You didn't say that. Not all fishing. Of course, fishing's more dangerous if you're in a trawler. Now.
I think I said fishing or horse
No,
riding.
You said fishing like it's fishing. You can go fishing. Like commercial.
All right, let me do it again,
huge,
Sean.
big Russian ships. I mean, of course fishing's worse than horse riding. You're living out in a trawler in the North Sea. Force 9, you've got no chance.
All right, what's more dangerous, fishing or horse riding? What is more dangerous?
Yes, thank you. Let's start again. Well, I think it's horse riding.
Final answer?
It's obviously fishing. If you're including all fishing, do you think I'm stupid?
I can tell you that fishing is riskier. Yeah, you're 6 times more likely to die fishing than you are horse riding, and the chances increase dramatically if you're a fish. Jason, Johnny and Danny, what picture do you fancy answering a question on?
That's number 3.
Number 3 represents hospitals.
That's not a real person. He's sick. He's made of plastic.
Look at Jimmy's hair. He might be a relative. He looks very smart.
Let's go for President Bush.
OK, you picked George Bush. It was reported this week the President of the United States had his watch stolen in Albania. It's incredible, isn't it? Legend. We polled our studio audience and asked them, if you found George Bush's watch, would you give it back to him or put it on eBay? Which way do you think they voted?
He's had his watch stolen.
He's had his watch stolen,
He's had his watch stolen, as they say, he could have taken his watch off.
He could not on his own. Yeah. You never figure that out.
But that's quite rude if he's taken his watch off. Is that saying he doesn't trust the Albanian people? That'd be a very rude thing to do. Before you met some people, you just go, actually, before I shake your hand, I must remove this, because you're a thieving bastard.
I've had a watch stolen, and it's not nice. I was walking home, and these two lads got me from behind, right? Not like in the biblical sense. They attacked me. They attacked me from behind, and I was on the floor, and one of them, as they walked off, because they went, "Oh, give us your money or we'll beat you up," and I gave them the money, and then they beat me up, and you're like, "Oh, we had a deal, you bastards." Anyway, and I was on the floor, and one of them goes, as they walked off, one of them went, "Hey, get his watch, don't forget his watch." And he rolled up my sleeve. I had a Casio Illuminator, right? Brilliant watch, right? It sells the time in 3 different countries, right? It's England, Scotland, Wales, but it's all right, right? It's brilliant, right? And he looked at me watch, rolled the sleeve up, he saw it, he went, "Nah, sack it," and just walked off. I was like, "You'll fucking take it, you cheeky bastard." This is an audience, Paul, then. You've asked...
Yeah, we've asked the studio audience this evening, would they return the watch or would they sell it on eBay?
I'd say they put it on eBay, the bastards.
Yeah. You think they put it on eBay? OK. Well, I can tell you that a massive 85% of our studio audience voted to put it on eBay. So, Jason, you get the point. Well done. George Bush has stolen an election, invaded a country on false pretences, tortured, lied and not signed the Kyoto Agreement. But now his watch has been stolen. If you're watching Karma, make an effort. So at the end of that round, it's 3 points for Sean's team and 4 points to Jason's team. The next round is Believe It or Not. In this round, I'll give the panellists a simple statement. All they have to do is decide whether they think it's true or false. Let's have a look at a clip to illustrate that statistic.
Does the shoulder strap of your car cut into your shoulder? Is your shoulder strap too tight and annoying? Introducing the Teddy Bear, the cute little guy that eliminates all those problems.
My shoulder strap used to pull so tight I could hardly breathe. Now with the Teddy Bear, I really enjoy traveling again.
My wife used to always complain about the pressure from her shoulder belt. Not anymore.
And the Teddy Bear worked so great, he got one for himself, too.
Place it here, or anywhere you need to keep those irritating straps from digging in. Call and order your Teddy Bear right now.
I'd love to be a teddy bear. Here is your related statistic. 41% of women drivers would rather hit a motorcycle courier than a rabbit. What do you think?
I'm fully comp, so I don't care what I hit, really. I'll take the Pope out, doesn't matter. It's not a dilemma most women face on a regular basis, is it?
Well...
Have you ever been careering in the car?
Yeah.
There's been a motorcycle courier and a rabbit.
Yeah, and then you go on the basis of size, because the bigger thing you don't want to hit, do you?
So you're not really bothered about the moral dilemma of, like, killing a human or a rabbit? No, that's interesting.
Did they have a question as well? Would you hit a rabbit? And the woman went, no. What would you hit? Motorcycle courier?
It's a bit offensive to women, isn't it? In a way, it's like saying, "Oh, you don't really like hitting bunnies, do you?" Is it? Do you not find that a bit sexist?
Well, yeah.
No, I just think it's limited in the choice of things you could hit.
Would you, speaking as a woman driver, you'd like more of an array of things to hit? Vic, what would you rather hit?
If it was a big rabbit, I'd go straight for it. What's the other option? A curry?
I'd like to go through Longleat at 90. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
Can I just do a survey for my own personal...
Yes, of course, Vic.
Now, I've got 20 rabbits in my garden and they're eating me lettuces. Hands up who thinks I should shoot them. Not enough people. So it's the poison, then.
OK, I'm going to push you for an answer on this. 41% of women drivers would rather hit a motorcycle courier than a rabbit.
True!
All right, true. All right.
True!
Sean, what do you think?
I think it's false.
Well, I can tell you the answer is false. You get the point there, Sean? But incredibly, 11% of women would rather hit a motorcycle courier than a rabbit. I can see the logic. If you run over a rabbit, all you've got is a dead rabbit. If you run over a courier, free pizza. So at the end of that round, it is 4 points to Sean's team and 4 points to Jason's team. And the winner is the name of our final round. Here is your first one. Top luxury that men want in their house.
A perfumed, underlit stallion.
It's not in the top 10.
Porn.
Porn?
Porn.
As the luxury in their house. A window into Danny Dyer's world. It's a luxurious house.
No, I mean, good bit of porn, you know, right, good bit.
Is it a Fabergé egg? Just like
Look at the two guys on your team. Yeah? And imagine how much they both want a Fabergé egg.
Next time,
Johnny would eat fucking 8.
Next time.
Enchanted talking furniture. like Beauty and the Beast, and when you bring a woman back, they convince her not to leave.
He's the new face of DFS.
Johnny, that would go with my idea, which is a penguin trained as a butler.
Two of them together.
Yeah. I tell you what I'd like is leather cutlery. The ultimate luxury. Like, they're looking at a woman, they're eating a leather spoon. Lovely spoon.
Is it a duvet? Yeah. Made out of Ginster's pasties. And every morning you have to eat your way out.
A panic room.
A panic room?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not really for you. That would be for whoever's in the house with you. To do with water.
Taps.
Jacuzzi.
That's the right answer, yeah.
Oh,
Worst faux pas at a job interview.
Is it being a...
What's the worst thing you can do at a job interview?
Yeah, probably turn it down just before you get it.
Turn it down because you didn't get permission from your mum and dad?
Oh.
Is it asking if it's all right if stock goes missing?
It's to do with being kind of a chatterbox.
Screaming.
Answering a question with a question. No.
Is it that?
I was trying to say something fucking sensible and I've nosed it now, see?
He's only got a fucking nosed it.
Talking too much.
That is a correct answer, Sean. Well, that sound tells me it's the end of the round and the end of the show, which means the final scores are Jason's team have 4 points, Sean's team are the winners with 6 points. Thanks to all our panellists, our wonderful studio audience, and to all of you for watching at home. That's it from us. Good night.
Great Britain, David Walliams. Fully restored, Griff Rhys-Jones. And their team captain, Jason Manford. And facing them tonight, from Star Stories, Rhys Thomas. Here's one we made earlier, Connie Huck. And their team captain, Sean Locke. Now, welcome your host, Jimmy Carr.
Welcome to 8 out of 10 Cats, a show about opinion polls, surveys and statistics. Did you know, for example, Britain consumes over 400 Polo mints every second, but Britain's mum still knows Britain's been smoking. 5% of Britain's toddlers are obese, and they're known as waddlers. Almost half of all men lie to their partners about their looks to keep them happy. I do. I tell her, I'm dead good looking. I don't know what's the matter with your eyes. Right, let's get started. talking about? That's the name of our first round. We've teamed up with a leading polling organisation and they've asked the British nation what stories they've been discussing this week. It's our panellists' job to guess the British public's top 5 most popular talking points. Jason, your team to go first.
Is it wag weddings? Wag weddings that happened at weekend?
4 footballers got married in, was it 48 hours?
That's right, yeah.
And they didn't get married to each other. It wasn't civil partnerships. They married ladies.
You sound a little bit disappointed.
Which footballers were they then that got married?
OK, there were
Take
4.
me through them.
John Terry.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
one.
Who
Michael
does he play
Carrick.
for?
John Terry plays for
Chelsea.
Chelsea. He's the Chelsea captain. He also plays for England.
Peter Shilton.
Did they all get married in church?
I don't know if they got married in a church. I didn't go. I don't
see.
know.
Oh, OK. Well, you just seem to be an expert on this.
all
when
right,
you
I'm trying to
started.
go through.
Oh, OK. I footballers that got married. I just didn't know it. I just thought on the way we'd
John
fill in a
Terry,
picture for...
Michael
Yes.
Carrick, is that right?
That's right, yeah.
One of
why
the
not?
Neville brothers.
Gary Neville.
Right.
And another man.
I saw the pictures in the magazine. They all look beautiful. Some of the wags were orange with envy.
Not green, orange. It was very lavish. John Terry actually had Lionel Richie play at his wedding.
I actually, for my girlfriend's party last year, I hired a Lionel Richie lookalike.
You haven't got a girlfriend.
Hey?
You haven't got a girlfriend. How have you got a girlfriend? You're about 12.
We couldn't get Del Boy because he wouldn't come down from Derby on the train.
It's a very glamorous life you lead, isn't it, Reece?
What's Del Boy going to do? I mean, if you get Lionel Richie down, of course he's going to look alike. He sings a bit of a song.
Fall through the bar.
He was going to fall through the bar?
Yeah.
What sort of list is this that you go, right, Del Boy can't make it? Lionel Richie, anyone? Second place. At Gary Neville's wedding, I was proofreading. I wasn't proofreading it, that's the wrong phrase. I was going through OK magazine. Proofreading it, oh, that's right, that's what I was doing. And I was going... I was going through one of the magazines. It said, oh, Gary Neville's dad was there. Neville. I was like, it must have been a mistake. But I had a look, and he's really called Neville.
Do you think people say to him, do you mind if I call you Neville?
John Terry had pie and mash at his...
That's right, yeah, one of them had chicken and chips, and the other one had sausage and mash. They might as well have had it at Heston Services.
You wear tops like that on Blue Peter?
Actually, I have worn this on Blue Peter.
I may start tuning in.
John Terry had the best one, because afterwards, in the courtyard, he had the Philharmonic Orchestra doing the theme from Gladiator. I thought, I want to be there, just... Can you feel the power of the gladiators? Water! Ah, brilliant. Wooga!
Well, let's have a look and see whether the wag weddings is one of the most talked about things this week.
Ooh, number 4.
Yes, 4 Premiership footballers got married last weekend. The vicar almost stopped one of the ceremonies when the congregation started chanting, "Who's the bastard in the black?" Sean, Connie, Reece, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
I think definitely the big furore over Salman Rushdie being given a knighthood, which has caused quite a lot of consternation all over the world. And a lot of people are very upset, particularly in Pakistan. They're very upset about it, very annoyed. They've been burning effigies of him, the Queen, basically anything they could make out of a few old socks and jumpers and newspapers.
It's about burning things all the time. Why can't I do something else rather than burn?
Anyway, so they've...
Where do they get them from? Is there an effigy shop where they go, hello, effigies? Who would you like? Salman Rushdie. We're all out of Salman Rushdies. We've got a Jilly Cooper? No? OK.
Isn't it nice to know that Pakistan pays attention to the honours list? Nobody cares at all over here. At last, Salman Rushdie's in a place to do something about it, because let's face it, that's what knights are for. They should get together, all the knights of the land. Sir Alan Sugar, Sir Paul McCartney, get on their steeds and get out there and fight with Sir Salman. That's what we want to see, isn't it?
I don't think I'd want to see Elton John versus the Taliban.
When you book Griff Rhys-Jones, you don't often assume he's going to call for a holy war, but...
Yeah. What do we think about the other honours? Ian Botham, who from the shredded wheat adverts.
Yeah.
and the beef adverts.
Yeah.
You can't do both. Either good food or bad food, Ian.
Poor old Botham. He only didn't get his knighthood earlier on because he smoked marijuana. But it didn't seem to stop Paul McCartney. He was arrested trying to smuggle hash into Japan one day.
And Lennon got one, but he refused it.
Lennon got one, but he sent it back years later, didn't he?
And so did that bloke this week.
A bloke this week from Agent Provocateur.
Yeah, him.
He makes fancy pants for the ladies.
Yeah.
And he got given an MBE, and he said, no, I don't want it.
Sounds like he got his knickers in a twist.
You keep talking about marijuana and pants and stuff, and I'm like, I can't move it. Yeah, I can't.
You can't talk about those?
Not really.
You just said it, marijuana and pants.
Edit this bit out.
You'll just edit it. It'll just be. This is going to be half an hour of you going marijuana and pants.
Loop it.
Hang on, just 1 second. What are the things you like, Connie?
Nobody around this table who has an honour, I don't think. Is
Jimmy's
there
a
apart
dame.
from the goal? Are you a dame?
It was an accident. I used to work in a factory.
I'd love to see you in a factory. Oh, the boss's son's in.
Hello, what happens here?
Those drills are very big.
Well, let's have a look and see whether the Queen's birthday honours is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, it is the second most talked about thing. Yes, this week the Queen announced her birthday honours list. Beefy Botham has been knighted. Surely now he'll be known as Sir Loin. Ian Botham and Alan Lamb famously starred in a series of British meat adverts, much to the annoyance of Somerset all-rounder Jeff Chicken. Right, Jason, your team, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
Go on.
Come on,
Come on, Jason, have a guess.
Speak for it.
Do you know what this is? This is when double acts haven't got their mates. That's what this is. That's what's happened there. Now the prisons are full.
Oh.
Have you not heard this?
Controversial.
It is a bit controversial, a little bit of news. So the story is that they're going to release a load of prisoners now because they're full.
Early.
They're going to release them early.
They're releasing 25,000, aren't they? I assume not all at once. It's like the start of the marathon. It's all come steaming out of the prison. All straight to a bus stop. Some of them dressed as rhinos, hopefully, just for the comic.
They have said it's only going to be for petty crimes like burglary and drug dealing, which I think it's a good thing because the car boot sale near me is boring at the moment.
I'll tell you what my biggest fear is going to prison. Being locked up with 4 burly, tattooed men.
Your worst fear or most of your video collection?
Thinking about it.
OK, let's have a look and see whether prisons is up there. Yes, this is the story that prisoners are to be released early because of overcrowding. To stay in police cells, it costs £1,800 per prisoner per night. That seems like a lot of money, but it includes dinner, breakfast and tickets to a West End show. Sean, Connie and Reece, what have the nation be talking about?
Is it Bernard Manning has died?
Oh, yeah.
Bernard Manning, the famous comedian.
The headline in one of the tabs was Racist in Peace.
Racist in Peace?
It was on The Sun, wasn't it?
Can you believe that's someone's job to write those shit headlines? So some bloke comes in and goes, racist in peace, see you tomorrow. All right. That's it, that's his job. I met Bernard Manning once. I was doing a gig when I first started out. I was on stage and I did some joke about poo or wee. And when I got off stage, Bernard Manning was at the bar and he came over to me and he said, you could be quite funny, you son. He's got something wrong with his throat, right? He says,
Not anymore, he hasn't.
Not anymore. He says, you could be quite funny, you son. I said, oh, thanks very much, Mr. Manning. He said, just a little tip for you. Don't talk about wee and poo on stage. You know, people find it offensive.
You've been told you're offensive by Bernard Manning.
When I found out he was dead, I went, yay! Woo! Woo! Like that. Mainly because I think he'd make a brilliant ghost. You're sitting having your dinner and you go,
Little Jewish fella walked into a pub. My wife is so fat.
He'd be a fantastic ghost.
Why if his wife really was fat and he was just stating a fact?
Yeah. But he probably wouldn't have done it as a joke then, would he? No. My wife is so fat she hates herself and sits in her room crying all day long.
Connie, any thoughts on Bernard Manning?
Not a fan, personally.
Has he got a Blue Peter badge? Manning. He's raised a lot of money for charity. I wondered if there was some sort of way... Well, he has raised a lot of money for charity, but he was a racist, so send him a black one for a laugh.
Let's see if Bernard Manning is up there. Well, he's definitely not. He'll be in hell. Let's see if he's one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, he is the most talked about thing this week. Bernard Manning died this week. It was a black day for comedy, which he wouldn't have approved of. He'll be remembered as racist, sexist and homophobic. Although we must not forget, he was also a big fat fatty. Right, one more thing to get. Fingers on buzzers. What else have the nation been talking about this week?
The Glastonbury Festival, which is happening this weekend.
Yeah.
Isn't that right?
Have you been talking about it? Are you going to go, David?
No, I'm not, because I've already had sex in a tent when I was in the Sea Scouts.
Fine.
So...
I'm not going on. I think I am the only person here who went to the original Glastonbury.
In 1823.
And if you vote for it, we can rebuild it.
When was that?
It was in 1971.
I was born in 1971.
Were you? Your mother didn't go to a tent in... Oh, no, never mind.
I went there last year, it's horrible. They had big beef burger things on... they were cooking about 1,000 beef burgers on steel drums. That's what it stinks of hamburgers there. It's full of idiots. I hate all
You'd have loved it, I'd have thought.
It's really muddy.
You'd be like a pig in shit surrounded by idiots.
It was horrible. I didn't like any of
Homecoming.
it.
They'd have lifted you up as one of them. Carried you round. He's our leader.
Let's see if Glastonbury is up there. Yes, this weekend is the Glastonbury Festival. During the festival, Glastonbury is transformed into a city the size of Sunderland, which, if you want to spend your weekend getting robbed and watching people piss outside, is a slightly cheaper alternative. Right, at the end of that round, I can tell you that Sean, Reese and Connie have 2 points. Jason, David and Griff have 3 points. Our next round is Pick of the Polls. Our teams choose a picture and then have to answer a question based on a related survey or statistic. Sean, Reese and Connie, you're going first.
The bodybuilding lady.
Yeah.
Can we have her?
That picture represents exercise, and it's a word association question. I'm looking for the top word or phrase the public said when we said exercise.
Gym.
Yeah? Oh, sorry, I thought you were...
Is it like a noise, like...
Jimmy, I'm just trying to get a picture. They just walk up to people and they say exercise. People say fuck off or
I think
go away.
Generally, they tell them it's a survey. They don't
Oh,
just walk up. Exercise! These people think you're instructing them to exercise.
No, that's funny, because that's what I would say if somebody came up to me and said exercise. I'd say fuck off.
I've been going to the gym.
Have they got a vending machine?
That's my favourite one.
Yeah.
And
how much for Jaffa Cakes? This is brilliant. I'm here every day.
I started seeing this personal trainer.
When you say personal trainer, are they people that ask you questions like, how big's your cock? And they get sex last night.
I met him in the changing rooms first before we did our session, and he was naked, right, before we even started, naked. Now, there's something about naked men, right?
There's something about naked men.
There's something about naked men I'm not fully comfortable with. And I looked at his cock, Jimmy. I looked at his cock. Does that make me gay?
Yes, it does.
What is the answer? Come on.
All right. It's to do with your stomach.
Six-pack.
Six-pack is the right answer. Yes. Correct. Yes, the top phrase people said when we said exercise was six-pack. OK. Jason?
Let's have me!
Yes, let's have you.
OK, this question is about egomania. OK, 30% of women would like David Walliams what?
To finger them? Is that wrong?
It's a different survey. OK. So, 30% of women would like David Walliams what?
Would like Dave Williams if he wasn't a puff. The great big screaming Nancy boy.
You're obsessed with trying to out me.
I don't know about screaming Nancy boy. Sometimes he might... Oh, no.
If you've had a bit of both, though, and it's still like coming out, is it? It seems as you only come out if you're completely gay and not just a bit
You just
gay.
have to sort of half open the closet door.
The phrase you're looking for is half rice, half chips. That's what we call it in the north. If somebody's a bit of both.
All Northerners call it that.
Yeah, all of us. We all
Even
call it
Alan
that.
Bennett.
Alan Bennett does. Oh, I tell you, I was once half rice, half chips, and he does that. He does that. I don't know why he does that. He's not got boobs. That's just what all Northerners
Oh, they're
do.
nice.
I know. 32A.
B.
30% of women would like David Walliams what?
I actually know the answer. It was a survey done before Christmas, and they would like me to come round and have dinner with them.
Do you know who did the survey?
Theodore, the wine people.
Joyce Theodore, not Saga.
That is the correct answer, yes, indeed. Yes, the answer is 30% of women would like David Walliams round for dinner. And that was a survey of the women that have slept with David Walliams, the largest survey ever conducted. So at the end of that round, it's 2 points for Sean's team and 5 points for Jason's team. The next round is Believe It or Not. In this round, I give the panellists a simple statement. All they have to do is decide whether they think it's true or false. Let's have a look at a clip to illustrate your statistic.
Cold feet and chilblains can be murder. So why not try banana socks, as worn by the Shetland fishermen, I'm reliably informed by Kate Smith of Kidderminster. They're easy to make from scraps of wool and can even be worn in bed. Aren't they lovely? Well, for added warmth, what about a body warmer? Or, as Joyce Letchford from Surrey suggests, an old anorak from a jumble sale with the sleeves cut out. Just the job. Remember this jumper from the last series? Well, we've had it knitted up in lots of lovely colours. Doesn't it look gorgeous, all soft and cosy in mohair? And we're sending that to Joyce Letchford from Surrey for her body warmer. Well done, Joyce.
That was Judy Spears giving us some tips on how to keep warm and recycle at the same time. Now, here's your related statistic. 25% of Brits say they can't be bothered to recycle, even if it means the planet will die. True or false?
They've not specified which planet. Do you know what I mean? Like it was Jupiter, who gives a shit? You know what I mean?
The thing I can't work out what to recycle is, you know, the meat nappy. When you buy meat and it's got like a nappy underneath it. You know, when you buy meat in the supermarket, it comes in like a plastic thing, and then underneath it they put this nappy there to soak up all the blood.
Yeah. For some reason, calling that a nappy has made it disgusting. I've never given that a moment's thought before in my life, but I'm now becoming vegetarian.
It's a nappy.
A nappy for the meat.
Yes, I've got those out, and I'm thinking, what do? Obviously, I suck it dry. Does it go in with paper, or do I cook it? I had that argument with the bin man. There was a bit of basil sticking out the top of the bin. He said, that's garden waste. I said, it's not, that's a garnish. It nearly came to blows.
What if you wanted to throw away a rake? A broken rake or an old wheelbarrow, or maybe some pots? Where would you throw them? Garden waste?
If I had them now, I'd throw them at you. I'm honest.
I think it's true.
True.
False.
Shut up.
But we've decided we're going to say true.
Yeah, we can say true as well.
Well, no, because you've got to say false.
Why said
Right, we'll say false. For the sake of it, yeah, we'll say false.
They'll say false, we've said true.
Well, I can tell you the answer is true.
Yes.
25% of Brits say they can't be bothered to recycle, even if it means the planet will die. A carbon footprint is a metaphor for the mark you leave on the Earth as you walk through your life. Of course, I don't have one, as I drive everywhere. So at the end of that round, it's 2 points for Sean's team and 6 points for Jason's team. And the winner is the name of our finals round. Here's your first one. Worst chat-up line.
You don't sweat much for a fat girl?
I'd like to take you out for dinner, but by the look of it, you've already had dinner.
Okay.
Is it 08989991111? Do you get it? Because there's those chat lines.
Do you know one of the most effective things, the way to meet women, particularly single women, if you're on your own, is to stand outside a bar, just have a look and see if there's any women, throw some confetti over yourself and walk in crying. That gets a lot of attention from women.
Oof, you're in luck. I've decided to go ugly early.
You're in luck I've decided to go ugly early is perhaps the rudest thing you could ever say to another human being.
I didn't say it.
What about
to you? It's not to you.
Don't.
It's not to you.
No, don't.
It's not. No, I won't.
I don't like
Just
it.
come here. Come here.
I don't like it, though.
No, it's. Couldn't help myself.
That's sexual harassment in the workplace.
Is it, get your coat, love, I've got a knife.
You're pretty much there with that.
Get your coat, love. You're pulled.
Correct answer. Best person to have on your side in a fight.
I'd have Reese. I'd have Reese because I'm bound to punch him first.
Fern Britton. She fights like she talks. Dirty.
I once knocked somebody out completely by accident. I'm quite soft, really. Basically, this bloke was kicking off with his girlfriend in the bar, and I was having a nosy, like you do, right, and just having a watch and see what it was about and stuff. And then he caught my eye and was like, "What are you looking at?" I was like, "Oh, you two fighting, like." And I shouldn't have said that. And,
well done.
Yeah, it's a rhetorical question.
I realise now. And he come running at me, like really angry, like to hit me, and I just went. And he knocked himself out on my fist.
I'd love you to run into my fist.
I can't believe we've got Connie Huck on the show, and I'm getting the sexual harassment. Best person to have on your side in a fight. Used to be a footballer.
Vinnie Jones.
Correct. Yes, the best person to have on your side during a fight is Vinnie Jones. Of course, the worst thing about having Vinnie Jones on your side in a fight is that means you're in a Guy Ritchie movie. Well, that sound tells me it's the end of the round and the end of the show, which means the final scores are Sean, Reese and Connie have 3 points. Jason, David and Griff are the winners with 7 points. Thanks to all our panellists, our wonderful studio audience, and to all of you for watching at home. That's it from us. Good night.
Tonight on 8 out of 10 Cats, Queen of Comedy, Joan Rivers, Pop Princess, Alexa Chung, and their team captain, Jason Manford. And facing them tonight, frankly, my dear, it's Frankie Boyle. Looking good, got one. And their team captain, Sean Locke. Now, welcome your host, Jimmy Carr.
Hello and welcome to 8 out of 10 Cats, a show about opinion polls, surveys and statistics. Did you know, for example, only 4 stuntmen have ever died during the making of a film? It was Love Actually, and they took their own lives. 31% of Britons have bathroom scales but never use them, which is a shame because bathroom scales can be a very good way to test if you're obese, especially if you're using them to weigh butter. And British men spend on average 22 minutes on foreplay. Of course, that is spread out between all of us over the course of a year. Right, let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. We've teamed up with a leading polling organisation and they've asked the British nation what stories they've been discussing this week. It's our panellists' job to guess the British public's top 5 most popular talking points. Sean, Gock, Frankie, what have the nation been talking about?
Well, I think it has to be the transition of power, where Tony Blair has stepped down as Prime Minister and Gordon Brown has quickly gone into his shoes. I personally have done very well, incredibly well, out of Tony Blair's time, because I had the wisdom, about 10 years ago, to place a bet at Ladbrokes that his last meeting will be with Arnold Schwarzenegger, who would also be the Governor of California. And I put another bet on Brown's last meeting is with Dale Winton, who'll be the leader of Hamas.
And then Schwarzenegger sitting there, and he said, we had a wonderful fried English breakfast. Did you see that nonsense?
I did see
well,
that.
you cannot fry steroids. So you know the man...
I watched the press conference with Brown on Wednesday, and he says, I'm going to make some changes at number 10. And I presume he means policy-wise, but I thought he should just make some changes to number 10, like getting rid of that door. It's been there years. Maybe change it into saloon style, right? Or some of those beads that they have to separate a newsagents from his house. You know,
He should stoneclad it.
I'd like to see him slide down on a pole.
I always think Brown looks like he's just taken the head off a bear costume like that.
He's only got one eye. Well, only one of them works. If you're going to start making people in charge who've only got one eye, why not go with the legend that is Columbo? How good would he be in Prime Minister's Question Time?
Just one more thing. Mr. Cameron, my wife's a great fan of yours.
I thought it was so wrong of Tony Blair to go out and say all his problems are based on his big mouth. I mean, you don't call your wife that in public.
He's been called Bush's poodle.
I know that when they do play Frisbee together.
Bush said, I've heard he's been called my poodle, but he's bigger than that. What, he's like a labradoodle?
You've got Gordon Brown, you've got Tony Blair. Who looks better naked?
Both mingers.
Both mingers?
But I would do Tony Blair, I have to say.
Tony, I know you got your afternoons off now.
I met him on a job once.
You met him on a job? What did you say, Gott? Are you Tony Blair?
I literally spun around and he was standing there and it was like everything went really slow and there was this big light behind him. He is sexy. He is so... Like, everyone's like, what?
He's going to be a peace envoy to the Middle East.
Making that Blair. Peace envoy for the Middle East is like making Mel Gibson in charge of a Holocaust museum.
He'd certainly take an interest in the Nazi memorabilia, wouldn't he?
He might bring peace to the Middle East because he brought peace to Northern Ireland, but then he didn't bomb Belfast with uranium shells and hang Gerry Adams in a shed. That might put a bit of a dent in the Good Friday Agreement.
Well, let's have a look and see if Brown and Blair are the most talked about thing this week. Not the most talked about, but it came in second. Tony Blair handed over power to Gordon Brown. He said, "Give this to David Cameron, would you?" On Wednesday, Tony Blair finally went. At 12:30, he appeared at Prime Minister's Questions. At 1:30, he drove to his new home in Connaught Square. Then at 2:30, diagnosis murder, and 4:15, deal or no deal. Jason, Joan, Alexa, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
Oh, Spice Girls. I'm thrilled because it's the first time they've been together in years, kind of like Paris Hilton's knees, and I got very excited about that. Victoria, apparently, as she's called now. I love it when gets money. Victoria, Posh came over to our country, and she thought she was going to be so terrific, and then she found out in Beverly Hills she's fat, so she came home.
Alexa, you know your pop. How
Yeah,
old were you the first time the Spice Girls came?
11 or 12, that first year of school. Secondary school. I didn't first go to school at 11. Weird.
Girl power was a brilliant concept, wasn't it? It was like, you know, you're equal to boys, and if you're not treated equally, wear a boob tube and you'll be fine. And...
Yeah.
I love the Spice Girls and I love what they did with the styling, but I'm a bit concerned now that what's going to happen is they're going to come back, try and recreate all of that again, but having to wear very big supportive pants now, put their knees up above their boobs and squeeze it all in. So I
Isn't
think
that what your show's about?
Yes.
Putting fat women in clothes that they shouldn't wear.
It's not what it's called. Tune in next week on putting fat women in clothes they shouldn't wear.
What's her name? The one that just had the Eddie Murphy baby?
Scary.
Scary, yes.
Yeah.
And now that she's nursing, I said they should call her Dairy Spice.
It turns out it was Eddie Murphy's kid.
Well, it came out in a fat suit.
Did you hear this? They've got this machine. This digitally enhances their voices. And I'd really like to be in charge of that machine. Especially when Posh Pie steps up to the mic, just press off. She's going,
Am I the only person who's, like, really horrified by this? I mean, the only way I want to see Jerry Halliwell draped in a Union Jack again would be if she dies in battle.
Let's have a look and see if the Spice Girls is there. Yes, the Spice Girls are getting back together. Sporty, Baby, Dozy, Beaky, Mick and Titch. The Spice Girls were formed after Simon Fuller put an advert in the stage asking, "Are you between 18 and 23 with the ability to sing and dance?" No one answered, but on the way home, he did meet some girls at a bus stop. Sean, Gok, Frankie, what else have the world been talking about this week?
Is it the big storms and flooding? Because I know they had them in Yorkshire, but in Scotland we had like thunder and lightning storms, which I really enjoy because during a storm I always shag my girlfriend and pretend that it's the conception of the Antichrist. I really hope she doesn't watch this, especially because she's pregnant.
The thing I like about the reporting of the floods is there's always someone in the high street with a canoe. My question is, where's he getting the canoe? Just nip into boots. Oh, you haven't got a canoe? Fuck you.
There's a lot of people in Yorkshire who won speedboats on Bullseye in the 80s. For years, you know, everyone thought they thought that, oh, OK, he's a right prick, he's got a speedboat, but now who's the winner, eh?
Glastonbury was wet as well, wasn't it? It was very muddy there.
Oh, yeah.
And there was trench foot, dysentery, peaches, all the Geldof girls. Shirley Bassey, she had wellies on.
I love Shirley Bassey.
What do you mean you like Shirley Bassey?
I love Shirley Bassey.
I thought she'd be a bit camp for you.
You remind me of her, actually. There is a
Shirley
resemblance.
Bassey?
If you had some diamond-studded wellies on, I would not know the difference. It's true.
You fucking would later on. Let's see if it's one of the top 5 stories. Yes, it is. Yes, Britain was battered by torrential storms this week. A state of emergency has been declared in Hull. It was declared in 1972 and nothing's been bloody done. Hundreds of people have fled Wolverhampton. It wasn't raining, but they found an old bus and saw an opportunity for a better life. Jason, Alexa and Joan, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
Tom Cruise has been banned from Germany. He's not allowed in Germany to make this new film. I don't know, something about the Second World War, the littlest Nazi or something.
Yeah, you should be careful. He could be here. Everyone should look under their chairs. That poor wife that never speaks. Watch her eyes. She's always blinking. SOL. Help me. Help me.
And he's not allowed in because he's a Scientologist.
In Germany, Scientology is not recognised as a church. It's seen as akin to Nazism.
I got a little bit angry about it at first, and then I thought, do you know what? It's a made-up religion, and us Jedis, we do not get annoyed at all.
Have you considered Scientology?
It's a bollocks religion.
I'm going to educate you.
Go on.
Scientology asserts that we are descended from 13.5 trillion beings from an overpopulated corner of the galaxy who were dumped in Earth's volcanoes by an evil galactic warlord called Xenu 75 million years ago.
Ziggy playing guitar. Sounds like a David Bowie lyric, doesn't it?
It's just mental. I mean, there is absolutely no logic to it whatsoever.
Yeah, but if it keeps them happy, who cares? It's when they come after you.
How do they come after you again?
Happy New Year.
It's a film. It's about a guy who apparently he's like a good Nazi.
Yeah, it's Klaus von Stauffenberg.
Here's a piece of meat before I kill you. What's a good Nazi? The whole thing is so, insane. It's the Nazis versus the Scientologists. I never thought I'd be on the side of Hitler. I mean, it's crazy.
Is there no one so culturally different that the Americans won't just have him played by Tom Cruise? Like, he was the last samurai. I was surprised he wasn't in that fucking Muhammad Ali film. And he goes over as a samurai, right, which, by definition, everyone trains when they're about 5, right? He turns up aged 40 and just sort of picks it up.
Well, you're going to be a real shock when you see Finding Nemo. They talk in that. Fish. What they do in films these days is outrageous.
OK, let's have a look and see if Tom Cruise is up there. Yes, this is the story that Tom Cruise has been banned from filming in Germany because of his Scientology beliefs. So the Germans are calling Scientologists evil. That's the pot calling the kettle gay. Fingers on buzzers, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
I think it might be Wimbledon. The tennis championship's been played at Wimbledon this year. Again. Every year. What
The women's tournament, they're going to get paid the same as the lads for winning it for the first time.
Venus and Penis, whatever the hell their names are. It's like, pow! Pow! And they don't use a racket. I mean, they are...
They've banned people from wearing fancy dress because they're worried about Fathers for Justice.
They've told the security to look out for people dressed as Batman or Superman, but what if there's a proper emergency? What if something actually goes wrong and Batman turns up and he can't fucking get in? That's mental.
Batman will be able to get past a £3.20 an hour security guard, or he'll be fuck all use anyway.
Let's have a look and see if Wimbledon is there. Yes, Wimbledon started this week, or Timbledon, as it will never be known. Emlyn is thinking about getting into coaching, offering discount fares to all of England's market towns.
How come Paris Hilton wasn't in? She's been all over the place, my God.
What did you think of the Paris Hilton thing?
She's such an asshole. I mean, she deserves it.
The family were worried that going to jail would ruin her reputation. What as? A cock-sucking layabout?
They were scared she'd go on a hunger strike, so they took all her porridge and they flavoured it with sperm. And she gained 4 pounds.
Did she go, oh, this has got porridge in it?
Right, at the end of that round, I can tell you that Sean, Frankie and Gok have 3 points, Jason, Joan and Alexa have 2 points. Our next round is called Pick of the Polls. Our teams take it in turns to choose a picture from the board and then answer related statistical questions. Jason, Joan and Alexa, your turn first. What do you want to go for?
This one in the bottom corner. Jesus saves.
That picture represents Christians, and this is a poll with a whole question. Okay. 21% of born-again Christians have what?
No friends.
I got some building work done at the beginning of the year, and it was a born-again Christian builders company. I thought, I can trust them, they'll be all right. And he was doing some work in the kitchen, and he was sweating, and I went, no rest for the wicked. And without a gap, he just went, I wouldn't know, I'm one of the righteous. And just carried on, just doing stuff in.
Are you going to be finished off with, you wanker?
You know, any extremists are crazy and ugly. Ugly. Oh, yes. I went to a born-again convention. You know, Jesus loves me. He said if he loved you so much, he would have given you a chin. I don't think Jesus loves you.
It was like the thing when, like, some athlete will win a gold medal and go, oh, thanks for Jesus, Jesus helped me out in this. And you think, what kind of God lets, like, Iraq happen, doesn't do anything but keeps a close eye on who wins the triple jump?
Technically, it's kind of cheating, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're using God to help you win a... It's worse than drugs. If you're in the long jump and then you know that God's picked you up and gone, whoop, like that. It's not fair, is it?
Something to do with a very petty crime.
Have murdered.
It's to do with music. That's my final clue.
Have stolen CDs.
I'll give you that, Joan. It's actually illegally downloaded music. Yes, 21% of born-again Christians have illegally downloaded music. I've not found Jesus, but then I think he should try and find me. He's omnipotent, I'm on telly. Come on, Jesus, how tough's that? OK, Sean's team, what do you want to go for?
I'd like the one of Madonna with her head coming out of a dwarf's buttocks.
You've chosen a one-upmanship question. In a poll to find out the celebrity Brits would most like to swap houses with, Madonna came second. Who came top?
I watch Through the Keyhole when I get the opportunity. It
you
always
do.
seems to be Rusty Lee. The big laughing cook. And she's got quite a nice house, you know. Is it Rusty Lee? No.
You are devilishly close, Sean.
Really?
Have they done Madonna?
Have they done Madonna Through the Keyhole?
Who would live in a house with all these stolen children?
She didn't steal them, she adopted them. What celebrity's house do you want to live in?
I'd swap with Jamie Oliver, because he's a dick, right? Oh. And it only says I have to swap. He'd still have to live with my mum and dad. And they would fucking hate him. He's always spitting when he's cooking. I'm chopping the fucking thing. Like...
Say it, don't
He's
spray it.
spitting, man.
Well, I can tell you, you're absolutely right. Right? Yes, the celebrity Brits would most like to swap houses with is Jamie Oliver. I'd like to swap houses with Jamie Oliver because I live in a soundproof box 2 miles underground. So at the end of that round, it's 3 points for Sean's team and 4 points to Jason's team. The next round is Believe It or Not. In this round, I'll give the panellists a simple statement. All they have to do is decide whether they think it's true or false. Let's have a look at a clip to illustrate the statistic.
Kashmara Kaugilit Yen Chekao Nepal ముత్తమెత్తే ఏమవుతావో పుట్టంగానే మట్టైపోయే చల్లారేదట్టగో ఇప్పుడు
That was Michael Jackson's Thriller. It hasn't dated well, has it? Here's your related statistic. More Americans own a Thriller CD than own a passport. Is that true or false?
I would think that more Americans would own a copy of Thriller than own a passport because we love souvenirs, and that's the last time you'll ever see Michael Jackson black.
That's the ironic thing, isn't it? Because if he used the picture from Thriller on his passport, nobody would let him in the country. You're like, well, you don't look like that, do you, honky boy?
I'm pretty sure at passport control they're not allowed to say honky boy.
I sort of believe that, but then I believe that more Americans own a rifle than own a spoon.
Americans have got this crazy idea that people don't like them. And the rest of them.
Well, nobody likes the hand that feeds you, you know, and we take care of the world to a point.
Yeah, basically we take care of the world, yeah. That seems to have launched something. They'll take care of that.
We also saved a lot of lives in World War II by pressing that button.
Yeah, 3 years fucking late. I don't want to go on about it. Are you a fan of the Michael Jackson?
I'm a very close friend of his still.
Still?
Still.
You've stuck with him?
Well, to a point. My grandson is growing up, so we won't see him for a couple of years. But, we used to exchange gifts. I mean, we're that close. And every Christmas I would give him hankies. And then one year I realized this is stupid. He has no nose. So,
OK, more Americans own a Thriller CD than a passport. True or false? What are you going to go with, Sean?
I think it's false.
What are you going to go for?
Absolutely true.
I'm going to go with that. True.
Well, I can tell you the answer is false. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, 23% of Americans have a passport. Only 9% own a copy of the Thriller album. The Thriller video does have amazing special effects. In one bit, Michael Jackson looks black and kisses a girl. So at the end of that round, it's 4 points for Sean's team and 4 points for Jason's team. And the winner is the name of our final round. Here's your first one. Grandparents' most annoying habit.
turning up in a porno film.
You haven't.
Wetting themselves.
Is it dying just as you become addicted to their heart tablets?
My granddad had narcolepsy. He'd fall asleep all the time, and when we were kids, me and my brother would wait for him to fall asleep on the couch and then go upstairs, get changed, and then pretend he'd missed the day. Wednesday night.
My granddad used to drive a black cab, and he used to say to me, yeah, I drove a cab through the Blitz. And I always say to him, yeah, it's great, Grandad, but I'd be a lot prouder if it had been a tank. And I thought, who's hailing a cab during a bombing raid?
Oh, it's when they go to, like, do you have Costco here where you can buy in bulk?
Oh, we have, yeah, we have cash and carry,
They're 85 years
yeah.
old and they're buying 18 jars of mayonnaise and you're going to go, why? You're not going to make it through the checkout counter.
I'm going to tell you the answer. Grandparents' most annoying habit is they use emotional blackmail to make you visit them. I would visit my gran more, but I can't remember where we left her. OK. Worst fashion mistake for men.
Mobile phones on belts. Absolutely 100% the worst is when people walk around with a mobile phone on their belt and they're not an electrician.
Short shorts and low testicles.
When a bit of brain comes out the side of a bikini bottom. That is a low.
Is it like a blue corduroy suit and like a green and blue stripy shirt with bits of cream, like there, and like your hair combed over like to one side, like the 40s?
Yeah.
That.
Especially when you've got a face like a pumpkin.
What do you think of Frankie and Sean's outfits? I say outfits, it's just their clothes, really.
Outfit. Yeah, go for us. Tear us, rip us to shreds.
I think you both look very attractive and I'm very looking forward to going in the green room later.
Well, I think we look like a shop window at Specsavers, don't we?
Got classic, but socks and sandals.
Correct.
Yeah. That's so obvious.
Yes, I can tell you the worst fashion mistake for men is socks with sandals. As a fashion statement, socks with sandals says I'm either a teacher, a German, or a Surely the worst fashion mistake was shooting Gianni Versace in the face. Well, that sound tells me it's the end of the round and the end of the show, which means the final scores are Jason, Joan and Alexa have 4 points. Sean, Frankie and Gok are the winners with 5 points. Thanks to all our panellists, our wonderful studio audience and to all of you for watching at home. That's it from us. Good night.
On 8 out of 10 Cats, new ball, it's Greg Rosetsky. Talk of the North, Alan Cochran. Their team captain, Sean Locke. And facing them tonight, daytime dame, Trisha Goddard. Comedy Canuck, Glenn Wool. And their team captain, Jason Manford. Now, welcome your host, Jimmy Carr.
Hello and welcome to 8 out of 10 Cats, a show about opinion polls, surveys and statistics. Did you know, for example, sleeping through the alarm is the #1 reason for being late for work? It's particularly bad if you're a fireman. British people are at least 1 inch taller than they were 20 years ago. That's because 20 years ago, we were all children. And 97% of all dangerous driving offences are committed by men, which means 3% are committed by bloody women drivers. Let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. We've teamed up with a leading polling organisation and they've asked the British nation what stories they've been discussing this week. It's our panellists' job to guess the British public's top 5 most popular talking points. Jason, Trisha and Glenn, what have the nation been talking about this week?
Is it Diana? It's a big concert that happened on Sunday, which was rubbish, but strangely addictive, that you just couldn't turn off. It was real car crash telly. It was...
They're making their own jokes now. There's no... That was never meant.
My favourite bit was Mark Owen from Take That coming on stage and going, "Happy birthday, Diana!" Going, well, it's not probably one of her happiest, I'll be honest with you.
One of those things where Canadians get accused in Britain of being quite bland and boring, and you managed to wrestle the title quite spectacularly by putting on that pile of shit.
Was it P. Diddy, whatever he's called now?
Puffy. Philip, it stands for Philip.
Yeah.
Philip Diddy. Philly Diddy, that's what other people call him.
At one point he said, "Make some noise if you miss Diana," right? And everyone cheered. They went, "Yay!" I was thinking, that's not the noise they should have made. The noise they should have made was like pining like a dog, like, "Oh, oh, oh, oh." Scratching the back of their chairs like that.
I missed the entire concert because I went to the pub with 100 Diana lookalikes that haven't worked for 10 years. I just thought they needed cheered up. I gutted those girls.
I'll tell you who you look like.
Oh, here we go.
You look like Shaggy and Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
People say I look like a fat Michael Owen. So, at least yours is a bit of a... Yours is a cartoon. I know, yeah, laugh it up. I live with this face. That's right.
I like the way Harry gave a shout-out to his troop in Iraq. Sorry I couldn't be there, boys. I wanted to, but been booking ballerinas.
I saw the concert and I would have rather gone to Iraq.
They should have got Cilla Black and just flew in a big copter at the end and gone, "Harry, you wanted to be there, you can be!"
Did Did you go, Greg?
No, I missed it, but I managed to see Macker and Becker look like two leather-clad men introducing the acts.
I must have missed that bit while I was being sick in the garden.
He had a leather cap on, didn't he? Boris
Yeah,
Becker.
a leather cap.
Nice little leather cap.
And a Batman belt.
Because he's in Fathers for Justice, but he's not that committed.
Exactly.
No, I'd like to see the kid again, but, you know, I did just fuck a waitress in a...
It wasn't his, come on. He denied it in the beginning.
He denied it in the beginning. When it popped out, there was no denying it.
He didn't even have a DNA test. He just saw it with ginger hair and went, all right, fair enough. Was you invited, Tricia?
No.
Jeremy Carr was there. That's what I'm saying. I think he might have got your invite. I saw Jeremy Kyle in a pub.
Yeah, you always watch, don't you?
I think he's brilliant. Some of my family are on it. And I saw him. He was in a pub in Manchester, and he was just sat by himself. But his phone went, and he picked it up, and he went, "Hello, what? Fuck off! Fuck off! Fuck off! Leave that fucking orange juice! Fuck off!" Like, he was the most rudest person I've ever met in my life. So I punched him in the face.
Right, let's have a look and see whether the Diana concert is up there. Yes, it is. Third most talked about thing this week. Apparently, Duran Duran performed at Diana's memorial concert as it's what she would have wanted. I'm not sure she would have wanted a memorial concert at all. Sean, Greg, Alan, what else have the nation been talking about?
Wimbledon in the rain.
People are saying it's been the worst Wimbledon ever.
It's been the worst in 25 years. It's just been on, off, so I'd have to agree.
You're just saying that because you're not there?
Probably. A little bit of ego going on there.
The thing I like about the tennis is the pun headlines on Wimbledon you get. So, like, if Tim Henman's won a couple of matches, it's Timbledon. and if there's lots of rain, it's Swimbledon. There's lots of arguments, it's Grumbledon. They're just constantly coming up with any pun that they can work in with Wimbledon. Like, if it's hot, I don't know, Wimble hot.
You sure you don't work for one of those newspapers?
Yeah. They're dying for, like, a nun to walk past. They go, Wimbledon.
I'm a fan of Rafael Nadal because he's got massive arms.
Almost the same as yours, huh?
A bit like mine.
Yeah, check out Alan's guns. Wow.
But he's huge, and it seems weird because you'd think that he'd only have one huge arm because he's only hitting it with one hand.
Have you got one big arm?
Still got one big arm.
Which one is it?
Don't look down like that.
He's got long arms. And do you have to do certain things? Do you have to go, right, I mustn't use that arm for this bit because it's too strong? Like if you were going to stroke a cat or something with your big arm and you go, oh, crushed it! I should have used my weaker stroking arm. A bit like chicken.
Oh, you're going to say fish for a second.
Don't touch him with that arm.
There was a photo in the paper of some ducklings on one of the courts the other day.
Wimbleduck.
It might well have been Wimbledon in the paper, actually. I think if you're a little yellow duckling, a little bit risky, that. Maybe if you're thinking about the game, you could easily just bend down and pick one of them up and twat it.
OK, let's have a look and see if Wimbledon's up there. Yes, of course it is. Yes, Wimbledon's been in the news. At Wimbledon, Henman has Henman Hill, named after him. Murray has Murray Mound, and Greg's got a baker's opposite the station. Jason, Tricia, Glenn, what else have the country been talking about this week?
Terrorists driving into Glasgow airport.
Yeah, the most violent incident in Glasgow that day.
Yeah.
I'm joking, not even close.
What about the luggage handler, the
The
hero?
luggage handler, he was amazing. Do you want to see a clip of this fella?
Yeah.
John Smeaton, he's a Glasgow hero. Have a look at him.
I ran straight down. Other member of the public at the same time have done the exact same thing as me. We've all ran towards the guy. We've all tried to get a kick in at him, get a bit. Just subdue the guy, get him down.
Yeah. He kicked him twice, thrown him as hard as he could against a wall, yeah, and then punched him about 5 times before he realised it wasn't a suitcase.
He's like a Scottish Jack Bauer. that fellow, isn't he? That'd be
That's
a
what they're
I think they
saying,
should
isn't
do
it?
the next
24.
series of 24 in Scotland. That'd be brilliant. Just beep, beep, beep. The following takes place between 8 and 9. They say it took them 6 months to organise. You think... And at the end of that, your best plan was to set fire to your car and drive it through the front doors of an airport.
I think the problem is our terrorists are now being trained by Brainiac on Sky One. They're just watching that and picking up what they can.
There's been like 3 terrorist attempts in a row, and none of them have worked. And if I was like a terrorist that believed in a god that controlled everything, I'd have to start to think maybe Allah likes Britain.
Let's have a look and see if the terror attacks are up there. Yes, Britain is on terror alert after attacks in London and Glasgow. There were 2 doctors on the scene almost immediately. Unfortunately, one of them was on fire and the other one was trying to blow himself up. Sean, what else has the nation been talking about this week?
Obviously, the outrageous abuse of our civil liberties, where we can't smoke in pubs anymore. It's outrageous. I object to it very, very strongly, mostly because I'm a smoker. I'm actually very, very hurt and upset by it.
Has giving up smoking affected you in any way, Sean?
No, because I haven't.
You don't smoke, do you, Greg?
No, I don't.
No.
Henman does, though, doesn't he?
There's a rumour going around.
I've heard that Henman smokes, but I think actually he doesn't. He's just doing it in a really desperate bid to be slightly interesting. I reckon he hates it. He's like, oh, it's horrible.
What, whether he smokes or not, there's no way he smokes like that.
I don't object to the idea of the ban. What I object to is the fines. They can ban it, but don't fine us as well. That's outrageous.
Why?
Just trust me. I might have the odd one. You're not going to fine me as well. What I object to is also certain groups have dispensations, don't they? Like you can smoke
Care
in
homes.
prison. Yeah, and also magicians, don't they? Because they can go...
I don't smoke, but I don't drink either, so I don't spend a lot of time in pubs.
What do you do?
I visit whores. I don't go in pubs, but now all the smokers have come out on the streets, and now the streets are really smoky. You can't walk anywhere. I've got to walk into a pub to get a bit of fresh air. It's got to wind me up.
But the other thing is you'd find all your whores on the streets.
Actually, that was a joke. I've never visited one.
I like the way you say visited, like, I brought some biscuits. I bought you the Radio Times, you know you like that.
OK, let's stay half an hour, OK?
Well, let's have a look and see whether smoking is in the top 5 most talked about things this week. Number 1. The most talked about thing this week, yeah. Britain's smoking ban came into force last weekend. There's a new patch for smokers. It's a bit of pavement outside the pub. OK, fingers on buzzers. One more thing to get. What else have the nation been talking about?
The BBC correspondent, Alan Johnson, who has had a shave. He's been released. He was kidnapped and he's been let out. They let him go.
He said that he was in a dark hole, that the food made him ill and that they were rude. It just sounds like he was in Butlins for 2 weeks.
I read the report and it said that they gave him Palestinian food for the first week and then after that they gave him cheese and eggs.
You have to respect him, though, because, you know, he's in a foreign country, he complained about the food. Most British people wouldn't even complain in a restaurant, let alone when someone's got a Kalashnikov. He's got a lot of front, hasn't he?
When you're chained to a radiator to go, this is...
Bit too much basil.
Let's have a look and see if Alan Johnston is up there. Yes, this is the story that BBC correspondent Alan Johnston has been freed. Alan Johnston was a little bit disappointed on being released that he wasn't met by Davina McCall. At the end of that round, I can tell you that Sean's team have 3 points, Jason's team have 2 points. Our next round is called Pick of the Polls. Our teams choose a picture and then they have to answer a question based on a related statistic or survey. Sean, Greg and Alan, what picture do you want to go for? Sure.
I'll go for Big Daddy.
You're going for Big Daddy. OK, this picture represents dads and it's a word association question. So I'm looking for the top word or phrase the public said when we said dads.
Oh, it's pain, isn't it? Unnecessary pain.
Oh, Sean.
Are you a dad, Sean?
Yes, I am, yeah.
You don't sound very happy about it.
Yeah. Well,
Are you on the birth certificate?
Yeah, of course. You know the people Trisha normally meets, don't you?
You've asked that question before, haven't you?
Are you a dad, Alan?
No, I'm going to be, though.
Just as soon as you meet the right woman.
They don't call me Shaggy for nothing.
So this is baby number 1?
Yeah.
You're going to get a better name than that, though, surely.
Yeah. No, I'm just thinking, because from now on it's no sex, no time together, no attention.
Are you offering him a little bit on the side? From now on, you won't be getting any at home.
She won't even know you're gone.
Jeez.
It's a nice offer, but I think I'm out of your league.
Top word or phrase associated with dads.
Hard-working or...?
Hard-working? You're having a laugh. Almost exactly the
Lazy.
Lazy is exactly right, yeah.
Yes.
Yes, the word most associated with dads is lazy. A spokesman for Lazy Dad said, "Oh, in a minute." Jason, your team? What do you want to go for?
We're going to go with the dart player.
We're going to go for Andy Forden, the dart player. This is a nation's favourite question. What does the British public prefer, darts or Shakespeare?
Do you think he's holding that during a game? Yeah, that'd be quite dangerous. Makes darts a lot more exciting. Imagine if it hit one of his arms, he'd just burst.
And sometimes when Andy Fordham lifts his arm like that, it's so big and greasy, it does look like a kebab shop window.
Come on, these are great athletes you're talking about here.
Yeah.
Great athlete.
Well, that's a British tennis player saying that, so...
I think Shakespeare is shit. So, I don't mind a couple of the, the Romeo and Juliet type things, not bad, but he's rubbish at comedy, isn't he? He's not funny.
Well, he was back then.
Was he? Yeah. They all went, yeah, all right, Willie, very funny, that, yeah. Well
But
done.
do you think in 200 years people will find you funny?
I don't think that many people find us funny now. When I was at university, we spent 6 weeks...
Did you go to university?
I did go to university, yeah.
What did you study?
I studied...
Northern Studies.
Northern Studies, yeah. Media and performance, I did.
Wheel tapping.
Salford.
Which university was it?
It was Salford University.
Did it used to be a polytechnic or a garage?
It's... I did a bit of drama there, and we studied Shakespeare, and it was hard in that sort of area of Manchester. It's quite rough, and there was a lot of, like, is this a dagger I see before me? Yeah, give me your trainers. It was hard to get through.
I can't imagine you acting there.
You can't imagine me what?
I can't imagine you acting.
Oh, God, I can't.
What do the nation prefer, Shakespeare or darts?
I think people prefer Shakespeare.
OK.
I think darts.
I can tell you darts won. 51% of the population prefers darts. Is that a dagger I see before me? No, it's a dart. So at the end of that round, it's 3 points for Sean, Alan and Greg, and 4 points for Jason, Trisha and Glenn. The next round is Believe It or Not. In this round, I give the panellists a simple statement. All they have to do is decide whether they think it's true or false. Let's have a look at a clip to illustrate your statistic.
Because car boot sellers are deemed to be private individuals and not traders, there's no protection for the buyer.
We secretly filmed our purchases at the next car boot.
15 quid.
And took along electrical expert Tony Cuthbert.
Tony, would you say this was lethal?
Yes. We've had it looked at by an expert. It's potentially lethal. It's very badly worn.
That's right.
All right, that's potentially lethal.
Turn that off, because I'll smash it in bits.
Why would you smash it in
seconds?
This is lethal. This is lethal. There's no anchor for the wire. It can be pulled out.
I know that. Why do you think it's told second-hand?
You have a responsibility to the public, don't you? To the people.
No, I don't have a responsibility to anybody.
You don't have a responsibility to anybody?
Only to myself.
So it's up to the person to check out whether this is dangerous.
Well, I would have thought so.
That's not what happens in shops, That's not what happens in shops.
I'm not a shop. It's second-hand rubbish.
He's just selling stuff at a car boot sale. Leave him alone.
Yeah, completely with him the whole way through it.
Totally with him, yeah. The other thing is the bloke goes, it's potentially lethal, this drill. So are all drills. There is a question. 34% of Brits would prefer a trip to a car boot sale than a theme park. Do you think that's true or false?
True.
False. There we go. Let's crack on.
OK.
The reason people like car boots is because they can haggle the price and stuff. You can't do that in a theme park. It's £5 to get on the ride. I'll give you £3. All right, you're not allowed to use the belt.
Whenever I see a Ferris wheel, I do think the Millennium Wheel is clearly the best one.
It's so slow, though.
Well, if you scream louder, it goes faster. Did you not realise that was the system?
No.
Pull them a pikey, they go mental with it.
Patricia, the wheel, it's supposed to be a delightful journey with a view across London.
But it's usually foggy or raining, so you can't see anything.
Oh, no, go when it's sunny.
Are you writing any of this down, Tricia?
Have you ever been to Alton Towers? They've done well. They've started to run out of names of big roller coasters. So the previous few have been like Nemesis, Oblivion, and then one at the moment's called Rita.
I don't like those teacups. I actually got beaten up in one once.
You got beaten up in a teacup?
Rides. Right. I was in this teacup rides and someone punched me in the mouth.
You suffered the gayest ever assault. Yeah. I was in the teacup, officer, and this brute hit me. I was just spinning gently. I was having a wonderful time.
I got punched. It was mistaken identity.
Why?
They thought I was someone else.
OK, so true or false, 34% of Brits would prefer a trip to a car boot sale than a theme park. True or false? Sean?
True.
True. Both going for true. Well, I can tell you the answer is true. 34% of Brits would prefer a car boot sale to a theme park. So, at the end of that round, I can tell you it's 4 points to Sean's team and 5 points to Jason's team. And the winner is the name of our final round. OK, first one, most dangerous sport.
Is it any sport that's played in the vicinity of Alby City?
Greg, is tennis dangerous?
No.
Well, you hit it really hard, don't you?
Yeah, but you got to remember, the ball's soft, so it's not going to hurt you too
It's
badly.
not that soft. Yeah, it's not like a sponge ball and plastic rackets like at school. What about doubles, though? Have you ever hit somebody on the back of the head when playing doubles?
Yeah, I did that once.
Who was
Henman, wasn't it? It was Henman. You hate Henman.
Go on.
Is it five-a-side archery?
The ones that do my head in are the old people. You know, when you see them on local news and it's like, oh, now we're going to cut to Ernest. He's 89 today and he's about to do his first skydive. Fuck off, Ernest. You're 89, sit in a chair and wait to die. That's what you're for.
It's kind of a posh sport.
Polo.
Rugby?
Rugby is exactly
Rugby.
right.
Rugby.
Yes, I can tell you the most dangerous sport is rugby. Rugby was invented at public school when some boys were playing football and thought, this isn't gay enough. Brit's biggest regret.
Shaving all her hair off.
Was it not letting Harry go to Iraq?
Winning the football thing.
World Cup.
World Cup, we did win it. We haven't stopped going on about it.
Remember when you were about 15, we won it?
Is it the repeal of the Corn Laws?
Ooh, 1832.
That was stupid. That was crazy. Because they were good, those Corn Laws.
What, sorry?
1847, nice goal.
Was it 1847? Surely it was 32.
That was the Reform Act.
What do you think it's going to be like to sleep with a girl? Good knowledge, though. Brit's biggest regret.
Tricia.
I'll give you a clue. It involves your partner.
And when he murdered them and buried them.
Not
To do with
getting enough
sex.
sex.
Oh, losing
That's the right answer. Not getting enough sex. Well, that sound tells me it's the end of the round and the end of the show, which means the final scores are Sean, Alan and Greg have 4 points, Jason, Tricia and Glenn have 7 points. They're the winners tonight. Well, thanks to all our panellists, our wonderful studio audience, and to all of you for watching at home. That's it from us. Good night.
Tonight on 8 out of 10 Cats, blockbusting X-Man, Alan Cumming. From Curb Your Enthusiasm, Susie Essman. And their team captain, Jason Manford. And facing them tonight, stand up for Stuart Lee, Diamond Lisa Tarbus. And their team captain, Sean Locke. Now, welcome your host, Jimmy Carr.
Hello and welcome to 8 out of 10 Cats, a show about opinion polls, surveys and statistics. Did you know, for example, it takes 6,000 gallons of paint, 60 people and 4 months to paint the Eiffel Tower? Why don't they just take a photo? 50% of people have had sex in a car. I had sex in a hybrid once. I didn't know she was a hybrid until we got back to the hotel. Of course, by then I'd paid. Scottish men are the biggest gamblers in the UK. Can my heart take another battered sausage? I'll chance it. The average person falls asleep in 7 minutes. So, let's get on with the show. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. We've teamed up with a leading polling organisation and they've asked the British nation what stories they've been discussing this week. It's our panellists' job to guess the British public's top 5 most popular talking points. Sean's team, what do you think the nation have been discussing this week?
I think it's got to be Big Brother.
Big Brother? We're loving the Big Brother.
I do watch Big Brother a lot.
It's where they find these people. Like Laura, who got voted off last week. Her first thing she said when she got on there, she was like, "Oh, back home, my friends, they call me Vicky Pollard." Like, they're not friends, Laura.
I was just going to ask you who your favourite is. Who do you like?
I don't know about this mob.
Are you not a fan of Brian? He's amazing.
Oh, no, I think Brian should win.
He's amazing. He thinks women don't defecate.
Did you say that the man thought that women don't defecate?
He basically said women don't shit. They do little droppings or something, but it's not the same.
I find him really uplifting to watch.
He's so excited about
Yeah.
stuff. On his birthday, they said to him, "We're going to give you the gift of knowledge." And he said, "I don't want knowledge, I want cider."
It's like reverse counselling. When I watch it with my girlfriend, like watching Chanel and Ziggy, the amount of times like she's out of order and a bit bitchy and a bit whiny, and I sort of look at my girlfriend and go, "That's you, that." Right? You know? And he's like the weirdest bloke, Ziggy. He's like a cross between Cliff Richard and Russell Crowe. He's got this weird thing in the diary room where he gets in and he sits like this. "Yeah, I mean, like, He, like, throws a little... And he changed his name from Zach to Ziggy. Who does that? If you've already got a stupid name, change it to Phil or Steve, not Ziggy.
I love it. I think it's brilliant. I absolutely think it's the best thing I've ever watched. I absolutely think it's brilliant. I absolutely think it's the best television I've ever seen. And I particularly enjoyed Fake Week.
Do you know what Fake Week is?
Yeah, I've just been doing a bit.
Well, let's have a look and see whether Big Brother is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, it is. Ziggy has apparently slept with Abby Titmus, which as a claim to fame is a bit like saying, "I've had a coffee from Starbucks." Jason's team, what have the nation been talking about this week?
It's got to be Osama bin Laden's son marrying that woman from Cheshire. Basically, this woman, Jane something or other, she's 50-ish. And 51, that's right. She's married this fella who is that mentalist's lad. And they're going to move to Cheshire as well, which sounds brilliant, doesn't it?
They're waiting for the visa so he can come from Saudi Arabia.
Married.
I wonder if they're going to get the visa.
I imagine the wait at the airport, even if they do get the visa, is going to be significant.
Huge, yeah.
If he comes over and lives in Cheshire, he'd be a nightmare neighbour, wouldn't he? If that ball comes over here, I'll put a plane through it. You know what I mean?
It's just a really beautiful love story. I think we shouldn't mock it.
Do you think they're going to remake Shirley Valentine?
No, you know what I think? This is a TV movie waiting to happen. It's going to be Jane Seymour and Jessie Metcalfe playing those two. Mark my words.
Jessie Metcalfe playing Osama bin Laden's son?
Yes. He's very versatile.
They've seen each other once in the past, like, 15 months or something.
Yeah, but they spend like, loads of time on the phone planning the wedding.
Exactly.
There's a chance that it may soften bin Laden's feelings towards Western values and bring an end to this senseless conflict. Or make it worse.
He's the ultimate embarrassing dad, isn't he? He's like, he says, I think the Twin Towers was bad. Do you want to see him dance? Does all Northern Soul moves.
Well, it's not one of the top 5 most talked about things this week. Yes, this is the story that a British woman has married the son of Osama bin Laden. Something old, something new, something borrowed, something blew up. When they first met, they knew there was a chemistry between them. It turns out it was a fertiliser bomb. Right, back over to you, Sean, Lisa and Stuart. What else have the nation been talking about this week?
Alistair Campbell's diaries. His political diaries that he's released this week, which have caused a bit of a hoo-ha.
You know what I noticed, because I was reading excerpts, that there's a lot of focus on Tony Blair and his underwear. It almost has like a homoerotic quality, like I expected to read Tony Blair shook his hair out and sweat glistened on his naked torso as he stood there in his underwear. You notice that?
He went on a bit about Princess Diana, didn't he? How she really wanted to meet him when they went and had this surreptitious dinner in Hackney.
They went to dinner in Hackney?
Yeah, apparently so.
Yeah, Starburger.
She can be herself there.
They had one of those big bendy sausages. I like the fact that Gordon Brown, they said, are you going to read them? He goes, no, I'm not going to read them because I'm too busy running the country.
Yeah.
Like it's a train set, you know. I'm driving the country, look. Beep, beep.
Well, you know, at least you guys have somebody who pretends to run the country. We have somebody who pretends to run a train set.
Excellent.
Well, let's have a look and see whether Alistair Campbell is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, indeed it is. Yes, Alistair Campbell's diaries hit the shops this week. His book is said to be a bit like the Bridget Jones diary. Units of alcohol, 3. Lies told, 412. War started, 2. Alistair Campbell now devotes much of his time and energy to raising money for leukemia research. Still, on balance, total Jason, what else?
Tour de France?
What have they been saying?
Does nobody notice that it's the Tour de France, but it started in England?
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus.
I mean...
He's right, you know.
There's
been a terrible cock-up.
I saw this thing that said that the riders have to eat 10,000 calories a day for the high bits.
I'm on that diet now. I might enter
How
next
do you
year.
do that? If you're on a bike all the day, how do you get the time to...
That's why they have those baguettes, don't they?
I was in southern France when the Tour de France was on once, and people turn out in all the villages and get really excited and wave and everything. And in London, the main thing seems to have been that it's disrupted Meals on Wheels.
Yeah. Do you see on a Saturday, the race, it disrupts us with this, disrupted Meals on Wheels, thinking, they get fed on a Saturday as well? So we're feeding them Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Saturday, fend for yourself. We'll just put some old, you know, when you feed them on a Friday, a couple of extra buns down the chute.
Of course, you lost your job as a carer, didn't you?
Let's have a look and see if the Tour de France is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, indeed it is. Fingers on buzzers. What else have the nation been talking about this week?
Queen. Moody Queen.
Yeah,
Moody Queen.
allegedly.
Yeah.
She's having a photo taken.
She stormed off and then...
The BBC have actually now said she didn't storm out.
I don't think she did.
swans off.
The BBC have apologised, saying events were misrepresented.
Well, she had a diamond and ermine crusted robe.
Heavy.
And the woman said, can you take that off? I need something a bit less dressy. And the Queen went, less dressy? What do you think this is? Yeah. I don't think she rolled her head like that, like...
The Queen's a lot like Charlie in Big Brother, isn't she? When you think about it.
She's not exactly a great dresser, the Queen, to begin with, all right?
Don't
Excuse
come
me.
Don't come.
We don't get the whole royalty thing in the States.
Oh, you
I
got
don't
what,
know.
Barbara
We don't get
Bush?
it. I'm sorry. but she's not royalty. I don't have to walk my ass backwards to her.
Well, I don't have to back into the Queen often. There was one time.
I don't have to curtsy. I could walk up to Barbara Bush and say, your son's an idiot, your husband's an asshole, and you're a controlling I could do all of that. I can't do that to the Queen.
No, you can do that to the Queen. We will then behead you.
£280 million a year she gets, which is a lot of money. And I say, if you're taking pictures of her, you'll do what we say, all right? You're getting 280 million quid. If I want you naked with the baby, like that, or scratching your arse in a tennis outfit, you'll do it, Elizabeth.
Oh, wait a minute.
I've never seen her smile.
It's all like, let's all jump on the American.
That's because she's my
you
queen,
guys
Susie.
are all...
It's our time quite right. It's like my brother's a bit of a knobhead, but if you said it, I'd be like, that's my brother you're talking about. That's the rules. Although Bush is a twat.
We don't know what she was asked to do by Annie Leibovitz. He may have been saying stuff like, could you just slip your top off, love, or something like that.
Yeah. Well, you imagine she's trying to get the Queen to do that. or like a flake, like that.
First class.
OK, well, let's have a look and see whether the Queen being in a huff is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, this is the story that the Queen became grumpy at a photo shoot when photographer Annie Leibovitz asked her to remove her crown. The last time the Queen was photographed with the crown jewels on her head was when Philip had the camera hidden in the wardrobe. OK, we've got one more thing to get. Fingers on buzzers. What else have the nation been talking about?
I think it's got to be Live Earth, hasn't it? That pointless gig they did last week. And they kept going on about, oh, standby button, and then Genesis come on, and standby button, and you just thought, if you shut up about saving energy, this gig would be over in half the time.
I think that everyone's going, oh, look at this gig, right? It wasted loads and loads of energy, right? But all gigs waste energy. Like a Bon Jovi gig wastes energy.
Yeah.
A West End musical wastes energy, right? But Live Earth was to save the planet.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it succeeded. We're still here.
You know what? You know what? I am so sick and tired of hearing what celebrities think about politics and social issues.
A lot of those celebrities that were in that, people are criticising them, going, they just did it for the, publicity, but they're all people that do a lot of secret charity work. Like David Baddiel, for example, did a bit. He sponsors an otter at London Zoo.
Tirelessly as well.
He does,
tirelessly. He sponsors it tirelessly.
It was ruined by hearing you on the radio in the morning just saying you'll always be in love with Diana.
I did. I was at the thing and I got interviewed by Jonathan Ross. And they went, what's the day about? And I went, it's just important we remember Diana.
Just totally.
The Diana thing, I think, did more for the environment. And essentially, that was a concert celebrating one less car on the road.
Who's out there for a bad environment? Who wants bad air?
Bush is out there for a bad environment.
Well, but he's
States
not
is
out there saying, let's do a whole telethon for bad environment.
No,
you know what I mean?
The only thing
Crack open the back of your fridges. Let's fuck this place up.
Let's have a look and see whether Live Earth is up there. Yes, it is the most discussed thing this week. The Live Earth concert was held at Wembley last week. Live Earth was a huge success. No one watched, so clearly the message of turning off your TV is getting through. Our next round is called Pick of the Polls. Our teams take it in turns to choose a picture and then have to answer a related statistical question. Sean, Lisa and Stuart, you're first. What do you want to go for?
The Queen.
OK, so you're going to go for the Queen there. That's Elizabeth I. This is a one-upmanship question. In a poll to find the historical figure Brits would most like to bring back to life, Elizabeth I came second. Who do you think came top?
When you say bring back, do you mean like reanimate them from like they dig them up and then get loads of scientists to sort of make some kind of animatronic version of them?
Yeah, no, this is a question about corpse robbing.
Yes. That makes it a lot more interesting then.
I think, no, it's bringing them back to life as they were in their prime, let's say.
More interestingly, how?
These
well, I've got it here. When I reveal the answer,
here.
I will tell you how to bring back your dead relatives that you missed so terribly back to life. All right, so stay fucking tuned. Got the magic.
Is the historical figure supposed to take back their old job, or are they given a kind of ceremonial role?
That's too many questions.
No, but you see what he means?
Yes.
He needs a reason for it, because if they said, no, well, for science, you might say Marie Curie.
No, all right, it is purely for a laugh.
For fun. Is it Tintin?
He's a famous artist.
Rolf Harris?
Yes.
He's not dead.
He's not dead, but let's kill him and bring him back.
Da Vinci.
Da Vinci is it?
Yes. Good work. Come on.
Yes,
Very
the historical
good.
figure Brits would most like to bring back to life is Leonardo da Vinci. If I could bring anyone back from the dead, I'd bring back Harry Potter. Sorry, has that spoilt it? Jason, Susie and Alan, what do you want to go for?
Bond.
Let's go with Bond.
All right, you've chosen Roger Moore. This is an audience poll question. It was announced this week that a new James Bond novel is to be published. We polled the studio audience and asked them, who would you call in an emergency, James Bond or Andy McNab, the famous SAS nutter?
If you start ringing fictional characters when you're in the shit, you are even further in the shit. Oh, my God, it's all right. Harry Potter will come. It'll be fine.
I say Bond any day. I mean, Bond, he's James Bond.
Alan, you were in Goldeneye, weren't you?
Yeah, I was in Goldeneye. I was in a James Bond film.
So you could technically ring him.
I have his number.
Let's ring him now for a laugh. I'm in trouble. I've not got Andy McNab's number, so I had to ring you.
Yeah.
Also, the fact that there's been several Bonds means there's a chance of any one of them showing up.
You don't want one of the old
Roger,
ones.
It could be Sean, it could be...
I'll help you. Fuck off, Lazenby.
The last thing you need in an emergency is a bleeding actor.
How dare you?
Leave it, guys, leave it.
Just come up and go, so what's the problem here?
Well, that was sort of an impression of Roger Moore, who's not technically an actor. James Bond or Andy McNab, who would they call in an emergency?
Bond.
You think
James
Bond?
Bond.
Right, 68% of the audience would call James Bond in an emergency. Of course, James Bond has a pen that turns into a gun. Andy McNab has a pen that turns into a terrible book. So at the end of that round, Sean, Lisa and Stuart have 3 points. Jason, Susie and Alan have 4 points. Join me after the break when we'll be finding out the most romantic thing men do for their wives. Welcome back to 8 out of 10 Cats. The next round is Believe It or Not. In this round, I give the panellists a simple statement. All they have to do is decide whether they think it's true or false. Let's have a look first at a clip to illustrate the statistic.
Dictating is central to Barbara Cartland's routine.
As he came in, seeming to fill the whole place, because he was so handsome, so different to any other man, she knew from the vibrations that came from him towards her that this was something very, very different, so different, that the night with the candlelight dinner and the food she'd chosen with so much care, something wonderful was going to happen. And she was quite certain he was going to say, which she'd longed for so long to hear, I love you. How many words? 7,200. Good. Come on, boys. Walkies.
It was Barbara Cartland there, writing her novel, An Orifice and a Gentle Bum.
I think it's Alistair Campbell in drag.
Here is your related statistic. 43% of men cite making a cup of tea as the most romantic thing they do for their wives. True or false?
I think it's true.
You
I
think
think
so?
men are simple and women are complex, and we love you guys, but we love you in a patronising way, like kind of how you love the village idiot, you know?
Can I stop you?
Yes.
It's patronising.
I do notice here where you've put speech marks around, like making a cup of tea. Like, that's not romantic. That is quite a romantic thing to do. Some women love it, don't they?
Yeah, I can't get enough tea.
Whether it's romantic or not depends on how the tea is served. If the tea is cold and is spat directly into the woman's mouth, that is not romantic.
I don't know.
That's sexy.
Could be hot.
Well, you could give them a cup of tea and, like, put a ring in it, right? And then they drink it like that. They get to the end and go, oh, what's that? And then they start choking, and you give them the Heimlich manoeuvre, and the ring comes out. You've saved their life, and you go, will you marry me? How romantic is that? You've saved their life, made them a cup of tea, and proposed to them, and probably broken a rib.
I proposed to my girlfriend and did the whole thing, you know, on one knee and all that palaver. When I rang me mum, the first thing she said was, is she pregnant?
Is she pregnant?
Yes, she is, yeah. Why do you think I'm marrying her?
Lisa, what do you think's romantic?
I don't know. I want someone to be quite practical.
Yeah. Well, no, women like a practical man. Like, there's nothing my partner likes better than we both drive out and we go to Digger World. She watches me on a digger being like moving earth, like that. Oh, I'm digging this one for you, baby.
And they say romance isn't dead.
Romance is dead. Men killed it and made women clean it up. 43% of men cite making a cup of tea as the most romantic thing they do for their wives. True or false?
True.
Jason?
Yeah, maybe we should go with that.
Do you reckon true?
Yeah.
I think it's a sad state of affairs if it is true.
You
I'm
think
going to
true?
overrule
Really
you
sad.
both and say false.
I can tell you it is true. Yes, 43% of men say the most romantic thing they've ever done for their wives is make them a cup of tea. I would make my girlfriend a cup of tea, but I don't know the recipe. So at the end of that round, Sean's team have 4 points, Jason's team have 4 points. It's all level. It's exciting. And the winner is the name of our final round. Here is your first one. Men's dream job.
Blowjob.
It's not what I've got on the card. I mean, obviously, it's right.
I think it's superhero, and I think it's the stupidest thing in the world to want, because it ain't never gonna happen.
You say that. X-Men 2.
Amen.
We've got an X-Men on our team. What were your special powers again?
I teleport.
You teleport?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
You tried to kill the president, have you not?
I did. I tried to kill the president.
You should have done that in real life.
I fucking should have. Oh, I better not do that, because the FBI will be after me now. If you say I want to kill the president, the FBI automatically have to come and get you.
Oh, well, hang on. That sounds like the best security for my house you can buy. I want to kill the president. That'll stop kids breaking in, an FBI car outside.
They don't come and stay. They take you away.
Oh, it's rubbish.
I reckon I've got the perfect men's job. I'm a lap dance critic for the Times.
I've read those pieces. They're very good. They're informative.
Yeah. I was at Cheeky's in Brighton, and I was very impressed with Candy. It really does. For an excellent show.
It's cowboy builder, because it's like 2 wicked jobs in one, isn't it? Yeehaw! I'll have 6 sugars. That'd be brilliant.
Racing driver.
Exactly the right answer.
Oh.
Never would have thought of.
Most desirable location for a holiday home.
Well, I know Alistair Campbell's using his diary money to build a villa up his own arse.
I know this. Germany.
What?
Germany. Everyone wants to live in Germany. It's beautiful. It's got the beaches, it's got the weather.
The beaches, the weather.
Yeah, it's got one beach, just outside Hamburg. It's not really a beach, it's more of a sort of port. Sort of. If you get down off one of the dock things, there's a bit of shingle.
Okay. You should be a travel agent.
Yeah. Is it Disneyland? Because, like, you can live with all the characters and stuff, like, next door be...
Kind of a holiday
Morning,
home.
Mickey! Morning! I'd just be great.
Where would you like to?
Any place where my mother wouldn't visit. So here.
Will she not visit here?
She doesn't travel.
Well, you can go anywhere then, can't you?
I think New Zealand.
New Zealand, you're very close. New Zealand was second.
Australia.
Australia is it, yeah. Yes, Australia is a great place to buy a holiday home. You can go there for the weekend, spend 6 minutes in the airport cafe, then fly back refreshed and ready for Wednesday. Well, that sound tells me it's the end of the round and the end of the show, which means the final scores are Sean, Lisa and Stuart have 5 points, Jason, Susie and Alan have 5 points. It's a dead heat. Thanks to all our panellists, our wonderful studio audience, and for all of you for watching at home, that's it from us. Good night.
Tonight on 8 out of 10 Cats, he's no lady, David Walliam. Pop cultured, Alex Sane. And their team captain, Jason Manford. And facing them tonight, Smells Like Teen Spirit, Peaches Geldof. In the thick of it, Chris Addison. And their team captain, Sean Locke. Now, welcome your host, Jimmy Carr!
Hello and welcome to 8 out of 10 Cats, a show about opinion polls, surveys and statistics. Did you know, for example, if you counted aloud for 24 hours a day, it would take you 31,688 years to reach 1 trillion? I say, leave it. 63% of women buy clothes but never wear them. I'd like to meet those women. And 98% of obese people think society discriminates against them, but they're too fat and lazy to get up and do anything about it. Right, let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round, which this week has a special teenage theme. Today is the last day of term for most schools, so we've teamed up with a leading polling organisation and they've asked British teenagers what they've been discussing. It's our panellists' job to guess the top 5 most popular talking points for teenagers. Jason, David, Alex, what have teenagers been talking about?
I imagine...
exam results.
Exam results.
Are exams getting easier for these young people? This is an issue. In geography tests now, you're allowed to take in a sat-nav.
They need to modernise stuff, that's a problem. Like, look at maths. So I do maths, it's always like, Sally's got 3 apples in a basket and all that. You know, they need to make it so it speaks to kids, you know what I mean? So it's like, Jono's got £10 worth of credit left. He needs to download 15 ringtones at 80p each, but he needs to save 40p to One Belly's bitch. You know what I mean?
Our maths book at school was Scottish maths and practice. They never seemed very Scottish. There was no... If I stabbed 2 gadgets, I sat how long will it take the fucker to bleed to death?
Jimmy, can I say we've got a teenager with us tonight?
Well, I'm moisturising.
No.
Oh.
Have you just done your exams?
I did, and I failed tragically, I think.
So have you just done them and now you're waiting for the results?
Yeah, I am. It's sort of like being in sort of a horrible purgatorial state.
It's like Guantanamo Bay, I imagine.
It really is.
Do you think if you fail, you'll be like working in Asda? Just something like that?
I think I would be in Summerfield,
Really?
which is my favourite of the chains, actually.
Well, have you been to Lidl? Lidl is a bargain.
Never been to Lidl, never actually even heard of Lidl.
It's Eastern European.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Nobody knows quite who runs it or where they get the stuff from. But it's cheap.
So what do you think you're going to get?
Judging by last year, I got a U in politics. That means unmarkable. Probably,
unmarkable?
Literally
Wow.
unmarkable.
Did you do it in crayon? When I was at school, all the boys used to go and snog and grope Julie Miller in the art closet. And, you know, they don't make teachers like Mrs Miller anymore.
They had strange qualifications in my day. They had this one called a CSE, which basically meant it's like having a sticker saying, I've done some maths.
Well, I would say, Jimmy, British teenagers do very well in pregnancy tests.
You would know a lot about that, David, wouldn't you?
There is this...
Oh, you bitch!
Well, let's see if teenagers have been talking about exam worries. Yes, teenagers are talking about their exam results. Of course, these days it's getting more and more easier to do a pass in English. And ting. Sean, Peaches, Chris, what else have teenagers been talking about?
Sure, Peaches and Chris. That sounds great, like we're like a sort of teen band.
Tell you what, if you were in a teen band, you were definitely the musically talented one, Sean.
I was going to say Big Brother.
My favourites are Sam and Amanda, the twins.
The second one that went in, when you've never seen anything like me before, apart from your identical twin, who just went in.
Would you, though?
Would I? I don't like the idea of disappointing 2 women at the same time.
Carol?
Carol works as a I think, some sort of...
Gargoyle. What I do find is it's great when you get all those characters together, isn't it? You know, it's just a house full of... You know when people say, like, you've got to meet my mate, he's a right character, and they've just got a load of them in the house. It's like there's this sort of national dyslexia where the word character has replaced the word arsehole. And now they go, get me my mate, he's a right well, he's an arsehole.
You know, Tracy, she entered the house looking like Bagpuss. And gradually, her hair, as a normal colour hair's come out, it's gone a little bit white and a little bit crazy. She's every time she opens her mouth now, I just want her to go, Marty, where we're going, we don't need roads.
I think Charlie's amazing.
You can't beat these outfits, South London.
They were going to make a Charlie talking doll, but there isn't enough string in the world to actually hold.
Oh, God! It was more entertaining if it was just women in the house and that one bloke. Because he was in hell, wasn't he?
They were like the harpies in Jason the Argonauts, those things that fly down, and the man's there and he's blind and they've got food, and he's like...
Jason, I think Alex has got a puncture.
Right.
Well, let's have a look and see whether teenagers are talking about Big Brother. Yes, they are. Yes, it would appear teenagers are loving the Big Brother. You know when they swear on Big Brother in the house and they play the Sound of Birdsong? I've got so used to that when Spring Watch is on, I think the Badgers are calling Bill Oddie a... Jason, what else have teenagers been talking about?
I think Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Because there's a new film out and there's a book coming out as well.
Of course, the Harry Potter book comes out tonight at midnight.
I was doing a gig up in Edinburgh last year, and there was a kid on the front row, about 8, and so I sort of made sure I wasn't swearing and doing anything particularly rude. And I looked, about 25 minutes in, I noticed he had something under his chair, and he sat on the front row. I said, "What's that under your chair, mate?" And he pulled it out, and it was the Harry Potter book. And I said, "What's that for?" And he went, "Just in case you were shit." Apparently in the book, in the new book, there 2 characters are going to die, and bookies are taking bets on if one of them's going to be Harry Potter. Now, I've been to the bookies. Never once has the bloke in front of me been doing a spread bet on Quidditch.
They give it away in the last book, just for Potter buffs out there.
What do they say?
Well, basically, there's a prophecy which says that Harry and...
Well, no, if it's a prophecy, you've got to say it in... There's a prophecy. Like you're a blind old man. There was a prophecy.
Anyway, there's a prophecy that
No,
says...
do it in the proper voice.
Can I sort of whisper it? Yeah. There was a prophecy that said that if Harry faces Voldemort, both of them must die.
The prophecy.
The thing is, what does Harry Potter die? And I like the fact that if all there's 7 books, at the end he dies the last page because he's got something like a peanut allergy.
Let's have a look and see whether Harry Potter is one of the most talked about things for teenagers. Yes, of course it is. The new Harry Potter book is out at midnight tonight. I've seen a copy and I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but it's for children. Grow up. Sean, Chris, Peaches, what have teenagers been talking about?
Is it the fact that they're going to put drinking up to 21?
Are they actually going to?
I doubt it.
It's just dead easy for kids to get pissed these days because all the drinks taste nice.
Basically, it's the alcohol pops, isn't it? Which is what we used to call my granddad. But...
Are they going to make smoking? You have to be 18 to smoke now.
Yeah, 18 to buy cigarettes.
If you're worried about the health issues of young people smoking, just send them into the garden.
OK, I can tell you drinking and smoking is not in our top 5 most talked about things for teenagers.
Oh, fiddlesticks.
But lots of teenagers are talking about drinking and smoking. At 14, you're not allowed to drink alcohol, but you are allowed to go to the pub on your own. Which begs the question, what would you be doing? Sitting there going, "Yeah, Jack, she doesn't understand me. Another lemonade."
I wish I'd have known that rule when I was 14. That'd have been brilliant. You know, at the end of the day at school, just walking in with the other workmen. Fucking what a day. What a day. I better get home, she'll have me spaghetti hoops on the table.
Fingers on buzzers, what else have teenagers in Britain been talking about?
Is it the potential getting back together of William and Kate? It's sort of the royal family's attempt to get their popularity back amongst young people. So I think if the royal family actually wanted to get any popularity back, they should behave like a proper monarch again. The Queen, you know, leading us into battle. That's when I see the Queen in Iraq on a white stallion going, "Come on, lads, charge!"
Wasn't there something about Kate's mother using the word... She was running Buckingham Palace and she used the word toilet instead of lavatory when she said she was going for a dump. And they kind of thought, "You're not posh enough."
And she says to the Queen, "Don't go in there for a bit."
Apparently Woolworths are designing a Will and Kate pick and mix set. I thought that pick and mix reminds me of the royal family in that you never realise how expensive it is until you see it and you go, "Fucking hell, I'm putting Prince Philip back, you can fuck off."
This is the mug that the Woolies have designed. They've got all the stuff ready in case they get engaged.
He looks like he's wearing lipstick. You're wearing eyeliner, you big puff. It's not eyeliner, it's guy-liner.
I'm hardly wearing any makeup. You're wearing quite a lot. You've got quite a lot of eyeliner on as well.
Fuck you. Let's have a look and see if Kate and William are in the teen top 5. Yes, teenagers are talking about the royal romance. Camilla has already given the couple her blessing. Well, she stamped twice. Right, one more thing to get. Fingers on buzzers. What else have teenagers been talking about?
Is it the finer points of European tax legislation?
I'll check for you.
I don't understand teenagers.
MySpace, Facebook, all those things. It's a way for young people to sort of get to know each other.
Why are you two holding hands?
I'm holding
behind the
his
desk?
hand and he looks uncomfortable.
I'm all right.
It's just friendly. It's just friendly. We're just friends.
That hand has touched Abby Titmus.
Whose hasn't?
But that's the nice thing about MySpace, is that people are asked to be your friends and then you can either accept or deny them. It's that brutal. You just deny them. It's fantastic if you could do that in real life. If people just came up to you at a party, having quite a nice conversation with somebody else, just tried to strike up a conversation with you, deny! Deny! That's what you're saying about the Queen. That is just be fantastic.
There's a new one called Second Life.
I did a gig on Second Life. A virtual gig on Second Life, yeah.
You did a gig in another bit of the world? What's going on?
All right, Grandad, don't cry.
Why did you do that? You're not funny in real life, a computer.
I thought it might help.
Computer Jimmy Carr? Even shitter than the real thing. Because at least people laugh at your ugly face. You take that away. Don't go, you hate him. Oh, you're milking it now. Yeah. It's friendly banter.
OK, let's have a look and see if teenagers are talking about the internet. Most talked about thing. Yes, teenagers are talking about the internet. If you go to YouTube, you can see a video of me putting my MySpace onto Facebook. I uploaded onto Facebook the other day. Now, I've got to buy a new keyboard. Right, well, at the end of that round, I can tell you that Sean's team have 2 points, Jason's team have 3 points. Our next round is called Pick of the Polls. Our teams choose a picture and then have to answer a question based on a related survey or statistic. Sean?
The dinner lady.
You've chosen the dinner lady. It's a poll with a whole question. 42% of children think dinner ladies what?
Piss in the dinner.
Piss in the dinner?
We had dinner men, I always thought they wanked in it.
Oh, hey, pissing
I really did. I really did. I watched a programme about like Indian restaurants. They all wank into it if they don't like you.
What documentary where they showed Indian men wanking into curries?
They did it.
Here they are, wanking into the chicken korma. Quite salty, yes.
42% of children think dinner ladies what?
They think they've got some kind of special powers.
You're on the right lines. They think it's sort of to do with technology.
They think
they're robots.
That's the right answer. Yes, 42% of children think that dinner ladies will be replaced by robots by the year 2020. The dinner ladies at my school were actually very nice, but there was one wine waiter who was a bloody idiot. Jason, Alex, David, what do you want to go for?
I'm very drawn to this old lady.
OK, this picture represents grandmothers, and it's a poll with a whole question. 7% of grandmothers have recently what?
Gotten up early and then fallen asleep on the couch like they do every fucking day.
Sellotaped a pound coin to a birthday card. And then inside written, there you are, buy yourself a CD.
I've recently knocked someone over on one of those motorised carts. There's a whole pimp my thing culture going on with grannies now. Like, they're all paid, they're getting go faster stripes on them.
Those aren't go faster stripes, they're varicose veins. It involves water.
Water skied.
Swum.
Swum, you're devilishly close. It's a special type of swimming.
Drown! 7% of drown! That's a special type of swimming.
A type of swimming.
A type of swimming.
But what a swimming move.
Do you mean a stroke?
Had a float. Had a float.
Can you please stop getting... You're getting so annoyed.
What is it? What is it? What is the answer? What is it? Tell us, 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 tell us the answer! What is it?
I've gone skinny dipping, yes. Yes, that's the answer.
Yes, 7% of grandmothers have recently been skinny dipping. No one gets a point.
I still want the point.
I don't know if you noticed, but David Williams just cheated. So at the end of that round, Sean, Peaches and Chris have 3 points. Jason, David and Alex have 3 points. Neck and neck. Join me after the break when we'll be finding out what makes women cry. Welcome back to 8 out of 10 Cats. The next round is Believe It or Not. In this round, I give the panellists a simple statement. All they have to do is decide whether they think it's true or false. Let's have a look at a clip to illustrate your statistic. This is a Hungarian music video that might just change your mind about war.
Check this. I hope my black brothers feel the same like me. Dre, Snoop, Puff, L, Tupac Shakur, rest in peace. He was the best. My respect. G, come on. Sometimes people make a war, don't know what it's for. Business. Say it's not the war. G, come on, once again. I hate terrorists, and I understand you. September 11, I never forget you. Rest in peace. Catch the bad man, stop your plan, be led and temper. Come on, stop the war, that's right. Sometimes people find the war, don't know what it's for. So you stop the war, that's right.
No, I'll be fine. Just got something in my eye.
Business.
Here's your related statistical question. If they were granted one wish, only 7% of Brits say they would wish for world peace. Is that true or false?
I think people know that world peace is unrealistic. It was an idea in the 60s, they had an idea, there'd be a chance of world peace. Yoko Ono, she sent all the world leaders an acorn. She said, rather than fight wars, why don't you plant this acorn and watch it grow? And I just think it's a shame, just before she licked the envelope, she didn't ask anyone whether it's a good idea. Biggest waste of stamps and acorns in history. Not that there's any other competitor in that particular field.
Whenever someone goes, do you want one wish? You go, yeah, 3 more wishes. It's the classic thing, that's how you outwit the genie.
There is a rule where you go, you can't wish for any more wishes. It's like an ombudsman of genies. They go, you can't do that, you can't do that. And like, for example, who do you complain to when you say, oh, I wish for a knob that can touch the floor and he takes your legs away. You know what I mean? The genie ombudsman, that's where you go.
Peaches, what would you wish for?
Unlimited amounts of money.
What do you wish for, David?
I'd like to meet Mr. Kipling. Befriend him. Because is he real or not? There must have been a Mr. Kipling at some point.
Actually, can I change my wish and say I'd like to meet the banker from Deal or No Deal?
No, you can't. You've already had it now. Can't change it.
Can't change it. You're stuck with unlimited money.
Yeah. Most of the people who believe in world peace get assassinated. Martin Luther King, Gandhi, Elvis.
Bono.
Yeah.
Go on, so you're saying it's...
True.
True. You're saying true. Only 7% of people would want world peace. OK, true. What do you think?
We're going for true also.
You're going for true? OK, so you're both going for true. Well, I can tell you that the answer is false. Encouragingly, 22% of Brits would wish for world peace. Nice. It's a nice thing. I think we should put aside our differences and concentrate on what we all have in common. We all love to fight. So at the end of that round, it's 3 points for Sean's team and 3 points for Jason's team. And the winner is the name of our final round. Here is your first one. Top thing that makes women cry.
Is it mentioning at dinner that they have a little crumb in their moustache?
Is it sexist old men?
What, love?
Is it sexist old men?
Is it coming home to find you dressed in their wedding dress with makeup on?
It's interesting that, though, isn't it? If a woman comes home and catches a man wearing her clothes, they have to have, like, counselling and meetings. Woman's wearing your clothes, it's fine. It's a laugh.
I know. Equal clothing rights is what we need, isn't it, Sean? So we can dress the way that we want.
Yeah.
Society doesn't judge us.
Yeah.
Give us a clue, Jimmy Carr.
Oh, well, yeah, it's something that Kate Moss has just gone through.
A gram.
Oh, splitting up.
That's the right answer, yeah. Yes, the top thing that makes women cry is a relationship breakup. David Williams has got breaking up down to a fine art. These days, he can do it in about 10 minutes, and that includes meeting them and fucking them. It's adorable.
No, I don't.
I know you don't.
You've got me all wrong. I'm gay.
Finally.
Next question. Most desirable talent.
Is it to have the speed and agility to turn the shower on without getting your arm wet?
Why are you worried about getting the arm wet when you're getting in the shower?
Oh, you bastard!
Doo-dee-doo.
I imagine there's undesirable talents. Like, you know, if you're really good at a sport, but there's no money in it. Like, if you're really good at archery, you're like the Federer of archery, 5-time world champion, but you're still living in a caravan.
Is it dad reversing? When your dad reversed, like, hand over the passenger seat, like that. In the back, heads down, lads, head down. Legend.
I'll give you a clue. The Bank of England does it.
Print money.
Print your own money.
Bank of England does it, and then...
Yeah, that's the clue. I can tell you the answer. That's a different thing.
I don't want to get vicious again, because I can get vicious with you.
Whoa,
Tell us the
whoa.
answer and then you...
Tell us in 5, 4,
No.
3, 2, 1.
All right, I'll tell you. Jesus Christ. No, you haven't got any fucking questions right this evening. You've got to get one right. Sit down. White trousers, I mean... OK, so it's something that the Bank of England does. What does the Bank of England do?
Prints money.
It doesn't just print it. Another way of saying that. The ability to...
Is it make money?
Yes, it is, Chris. Yes, the most desirable talent is being able to make money. You can't take it with you, unless, of course, you've got a wallet or a pocket. Well, that sound tells me it's the end of the round and the end of the show, which means the final scores are Sean, Peaches and Chris have 4 points, Jason, David and Alex have 4 points. It's a dead heat. Everyone's a winner. Thanks to all our panellists, our wonderful studio audience, and to all of you for watching at home. See you in a few weeks for our Big Brother special. Good night.
It's 10 o'clock on the 8 out of 10 Cats Big Brother special. Joining the show tonight, Big Brother's biggest mouth, Charlie. School's out, it's Danny Wallace. And their big brother, Jason Manford. And facing them tonight, Greek god Jerry. It's not Gavin, it's not Stacey, it's James Corden. And their big brother, Sean Locke. The extra special guests, Tracy, Shabnam, Billy, Eugene, Leah and Nikki. And here's your host, Jimmy Carr.
Hello and welcome to the 8 out of 10 Cats Big Brother special, a show about opinion polls, surveys, statistics and, of course, Big Brother. Did you know, for example, Big Brother 8 started back in May. The housemates have been in there so long, they think the Prime Minister is still Tony Blair, except Brian, who thinks it's Dumbledore. There have been 24 housemates this year. If you can name them all, congratulations, you're the editor of Heat magazine. Sadly, Shanessa couldn't be on the show this evening, because we didn't ask her. I don't like to think of there being winners and losers in the Big Brother house. To me, they're all losers. Let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. We've teamed up with a leading polling organisation and they've asked the British nation what stories they found the most memorable in this year's Big Brother. We're looking for the top 3 most popular Big Brother talking points. Jason's team.
Well, I reckon the early doors was the interesting bit when it was the all-female house.
Let's have a look at women going to the house for that first time.
What is going on here? Is no one noticing something? There's no guys coming.
Yeah, we'll just become lesbians and have a good time and all the guys will be after us after.
Yeah, I'm glad you're up for it here.
I like Laura there, Laura in the house there. Everyone described her as bubbly. That's just because she eats too many arrows.
It was actually the Charlie show, and we all know it. I mean, I'm not being funny. Friday, I'm going to go there.
Funny? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, well, Friday night, I'm probably going to go back on that stage for the big grand finale, you know, and stuff like that. And it's going to be like, boo, when I go on. And I'm going to blow them all kisses. And do you know what I'm going to say? I'm not being funny, right? Oh, God, I've said it again, ain't I?
But literally, you haven't got anywhere near a punchline. You've been talking for quite a while. Yeah. Try and punch up a little bit.
I was the bit of... I'm not being funny. Everyone was entertained, but...
Sorry, I'm not... Don't worry about not being funny. We'll just edit that out, but... James, any thoughts on the all-female house?
It didn't work out the way I wanted it to, I've got to be honest. Shannon made it quite clear they didn't need men, we can just all... and nothing. There was nothing, and I watched that live streaming for weeks. Nothing.
I went in the second week and they were waiting for men, they got 2 gay guys.
Are you gay?
Yes, I am.
What? You're telling me now?
Well, I can tell you that the all-female house was not one of the most talked about things in Big Brother this year. Initially, 11 women went into the house, and then Ziggy joined them, making a total of 12 twats. OK, Sean's team, most talked about thing in Big Brother this year. What do you think?
Oh, where do I start? So many great moments. Anything you want to particularly choose?
Brian's brain. Don't you think Brian's brain is the big thing? Everybody's speculating if Brian did know or did not know Shakespeare. I have to admit, he did not have any clue who Shakespeare is.
Can I just confirm that Shakespeare and Shakespeare, they're very different things. Shakespeare is what I have in my pants. Yeah. Shakespeare's a writer. It's a different thing. I've got a clip that will demonstrate this.
Which one of the following is not a play by William Shakespeare?
What?
Romeo and Juliet, or Babe,
it's a movie.
Pig in the City?
I love Babe, Pig in the City. Well, I don't even know this geezer is supposed to have directed and written all these things. And if he wrote Romeo and Juliet, that's supposed to be like a proper, like, arty-farty film with, like, Leonardo DiCaprio in, and they all speak like they're pissed and stuff.
Brian, can you confirm your final answer?
Yeah, Babe, Pig in the City, what a vote, that's so good.
Isn't the thing about these people being stupid, it's like a competition every year, somebody get thicker and thicker. I mean, next year there will literally be someone going, oh! Oh! They give them an ice cream, they go, oh!
No, that's this year. That is Brian. Let's have a look and see if Brian is up there. Yes, this year, little did Brian know. That's it. He knew very little. He's not the sharpest tool in the box. In fact, he's not even as sharp as the box. Brian is a data entry clerk from Basildon, so if you live in Basildon and you've been getting someone else's post, you now know why. OK, fingers on buzzers. What else were people talking about?
Oh, is this when I say who we think we're next talking about?
Yeah. Yes. So what do you think people have been talking about in the Big Brother house this year?
Oh, I like to say me, probably, but I'm not going to say me.
No,
I better not, because I don't want to be... Well, I probably will be.
You don't want to be egotistic.
You don't want to big up yourself.
No, Charlie, say you. If you think it's all about you, say, girl. I'm not being funny, Charlie, but you are South London it girl. No one can even touch you. Look at your outfit. I can't even compete. What have I got on? Oh, my God. Nothing. It's just like a suit. I can't even compete with that.
Babe, I love that suit. Anyway, guys, back to me, right?
What would they be saying about you, though? What do you think people were saying about
Bring
you?
her back in, the most argumentative, most talented, and most... What the hell? Everything.
Should we have a look at Charlie in action?
Yes.
I said anyone who says I don't wash up is an arsehole. What part of that didn't you hear?
Psycho.
Plain a fucking Jane. Look over little... Oh, no, let me out. Posh wife, and and she said she's a compliment, she must think the fucking ugly little
Don't
fraggle.
be jealous, Charlie. It's not a nice sign.
Oh, never! Fucking posh boy, she fucking wish, fucking ugly bitch!
Her and the family will sit down at Christmas. They go, let's watch some videos of our holiday. Let's put that on. That'll be nice. Do you remember when she was going? You're like a cross between a wasp and a pit bull.
I read that you were an IT girl, and how'd you get a DOS prompt on Windows 98? I don't know how to do it.
Do you mean computers?
Yeah, on the computer.
I don't know about that. All I know about is MySpace.
I think the IT it girl joke has been lost.
Stop.
Oh my God, IT! Oh, you're taking the piss, right?
Yeah. No, Charlie.
You will need to know that for your interview next week at PC World.
Well, let's have a look and see if Charlie's up there. Yes, indeed, the most talked about thing this year. On entering the house, Charlie had her dental floss confiscated, which was annoying, as she didn't have anything else to wear. Charlie was the bookie's favourite because she's the one that most resembles a horse. A beautiful horse.
Yeah, Black Widow or something like that.
Black Beauty, I think, would be the one you'd go for. OK, what else have people been talking about in Big Brother this year?
Ziggy and Chanel. I imagine that was quite a big talking point.
Chanel and Ziggy. Shanarsole is the term. Should we have a look at some of the best bits of Chanel and Ziggy? Let's have a look.
The reason why I want to fucking leave is because of you, you fucking wanker.
So that's my
treat me
problem.
like fucking bollocks.
How have I treated you
treat me
like
like
shit?
you fucking stole
How have
me.
I treated
you
like
treat
you?
me like fucking shit.
I haven't. I haven't.
I need to go. I asked yesterday. I fucking did before.
I think I've made quite a few mistakes on here. I think I made a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, and one of my biggest ones was fucking you.
That was the case for domestic abuse.
Are you still planning on stealing Ziggy? That's what I heard.
I don't think so.
Ziggy has lovely highlights, and to defend him, because on every newspaper they talk about his size, he's actually quite a good average size.
When you say all the newspapers have been talking about his size, the FT barely mentioned it.
Really?
He's got a face like he's had a look inside a Hoover, and it's come on, like at the wrong point. That's what he looks like.
Tracy, you didn't think the relationship was for real, did you? Do you think it is now?
No, it's proper wrong.
It's proper wrong.
Done her head in. She's 19. Done her head in.
Did you see her go back into the house?
Was she delivering pizzas already?
She's not thick, you know. You've got them girls that are dead innocent and they don't know much about boys and stuff. She's had plenty of relationships. She knows what she's doing.
Can I just clarify? Are you being funny there?
You're not being funny.
I can't wait to buy all like the tea towels with. I'm not being funny here, right? Mugs and stuff like that.
Oh, actually, I'm getting a doll made, and it goes, I'm a South East London it girl, not being funny, right? I'm loving it.
They're doing a doll of you.
Yeah.
Just one.
No,
And then they're going to burn it.
Is it more of
Let's have a look and see if it's up there. Yes, it is. Yes, Ziggy and Chanel had an on-off relationship. Will they, won't they, who cares, no one? Chanel couldn't be here tonight because she wouldn't be in the same room as Charlie, unlike most celebrities who love Charlie.
Excuse me, I'm not being funny, but since I've been out...
Are you not being funny? Oh, sorry. Can I just... Let's just get some clarification. Are you being funny or not in this bit?
Can I say something? Since I've been out, I've been meeting loads of celebrities. Did you know what? Oh, my God, my phone's full with, like, R. Kelly, all of their names in my phone book.
R. Kelly. Yeah. Isn't R. Kelly on charges this week for pissing on a 14-year-old girl?
Yeah.
At the end of that round, Jason's team have 1 point, Sean's team have 2 points. Exciting. The next round is called the poll with a hole. Each statistic is missing one salient piece of information. It's up to our panellists to fill in the gaps. Sean, James and Jerry, you ought to go first. 13% of viewers would like to see Big Brother impose a ban on what?
Cameras. And it's all in there. They think they're being filmed and they're not. And every time there's a camera, they look at it, you just squirt some water at it like a I think it's very unfair, the twins, because most people are on their own, aren't they? And they've got an instant sort of familiar face. Well, the same face. It seems slightly unfair, that they've got that support there. So, because I mean, you're obviously all a bit mad, aren't you, from being in there?
Some of them were mad before they went in, I'll tell you.
Yeah. Some of them were.
No.
Who, me?
No,
oh, no, I was normal. I did get hit on the head with a frying pan before I went in there.
Was it a random attack on a moped?
No, it was a professional hit, straight on the head.
Professional hit?
Professional hit. See, I'm good at this, aren't I? Yeah.
Can I just, on behalf of everyone, I don't know who hit you with a pan, but just thank you. I'll give you a clue. Shabnam is covered in it.
Makeup.
Correct.
Ah.
Yes. Yes, 13% of viewers would like to impose a ban on makeup in the house. Shabnam wears a lot of makeup. What she doesn't realise is it's what's inside that counts. Her dreadful personality. Jason, Danny, Charlie, 31% of Brits say that Jerry reminds them of what?
A kind of Tesco value George Michael.
Is the right answer.
Yeah.
I'm honoured. That's an honour, guy.
Yes, 31% of Brits say that Jerry reminds them of George Michael. That's fair enough. He's Greek, you're in a park, it's dark. There is, of course, currently a state of emergency in Greece. They're worried Jerry will go back. OK, 20% of Brits think Charlie should what?
Only communicate by post.
Tell more Kieran Richardson stories. There's not enough of them.
Yeah, I agree, baby.
I want to know more about the Manchester United number 33. That's all I
Is he single?
Me.
Oh, actually, I'm going on a date. Sorry, I forgot.
Oh, right, damn. Shit.
Who are you going on a date with?
I'm not telling you I'm going on a date if it's a secret. You'll probably read about it, like, in 2 days in the paper, because on one night, I go to a restaurant and, like, they're there and stuff like that, and I'm...
No, well, you may laugh, but the other day she got a free Big Mac.
When?
Huh?
How did you know I was in McDonald's the other day, anyway?
Oh, my God. It's amazing.
Just a wild stab in the dark. OK, so I'll give you a clue. It's to do with the amount that she speaks.
Stitch her lips together.
She should stop being funny.
She'll get her own show.
Correct.
Fuck off!
The answer is 20% of Brits think Charlie should have her own talk show. Hey, think about it. It could be a game show where you get a prize if you get a word in edgeways. So at the end of that round, it's 4 points for Sean, James and Jerry, 3 points for Jason, Danny and Charlie. Join me after the break when we'll be finding out who was the most entertaining housemate ever. Welcome back to 8 out of 10 Cats. Our next round is Face Off. We've got 6 well-known Big Brother contestants here in the studio. We asked the public which of these housemates would you most want to perform brain surgery on you?
Eugene will be a brilliant brain surgeon. I have faith in you.
Yeah, he won't be able to fix your brain, but he'll be able to make you tune into Magic FM.
Why would anyone want brain surgery? I don't get it.
Why would anyone want brain surgery?
It's more that you need it than you want it. It's very rare, vanity thing.
Yes. Very rare that anyone gets a cosmetic lobotomy. Although you may be the first. I think you could be significantly more attractive without the frontal
How
lobe.
much does it cost to get that?
How much does it cost? I'll pay for it. I'll tell you who's a real candidate for brain surgery. Let's have a look at him in action.
Brian, say as many different words which have the same meaning as female.
OK, female. Lady, woman, vagina, vagina person, breasts, legs, and tits, fanny, McHotties, McFitties, womb people who have wombs, and they have great big jalongas, oogada boogada, oi oi, and...
That's amazing.
Can I just apologise to any vaginas that were watching and are offended by that? I didn't mean any respect to you or your oogity-boogities. You might be a womb person, you might be watching that thinking it's misogynistic, but, you know, you're probably a McFitty, so don't worry about it.
I love the womb people. It just sounds like the cheapest Doctor Who baddies ever.
Which of those do you want doing brain surgery on you?
Eugene looks like he might collect brains. And also the skins of ex-girlfriends.
He's never had a girlfriend.
It's got to be Eugene, surely.
You're going Eugene, OK?
Yeah, Eugene.
OK, you're going Eugene. Do you want to go?
Gotta go
You're going
Eugene, there's no one else.
I can tell you that the housemate you would most want to perform brain surgery on you is indeed Eugene. What kind of a state is the NHS in when Eugene is performing brain surgery? Is John Tickle not available? We asked the public which one of these housemates would make the best pub landlord. Who do you think?
Tracy, pint of beer, have it. Sketchy. Pint of cider, have it. What's the food like? Sketchy.
I could see Billy behind the bar in about a month.
Which of these housemates would make the best pub landlord?
I think any of them, as long as we could get Kinga to bottle up. That'd be a bit of a laugh, wouldn't it?
You're going to go with...
Leah.
You're going to go Leah?
Yes.
Tracy.
Yeah, oh, I'm the captain here. Whoa.
Sorry.
I think Tracy.
I can tell you the answer is Leah.
Yeah.
There are two enormous reasons why I'd go to Leah's pub. Good food, great atmosphere. That's right, she's named her tits. Which of these housemates' diaries you would most like to read? Who do you think got the most votes?
I don't think anyone's diary I'd like to read. I'd rather actually lose my glasses.
Whose diary would you like to
I
read?
think Leah's. Because I'm like, interested in like the Second World War and stuff, so I think it'd be nice to get like a...
First World War, first.
Leah's would be good, though, because it'd be kind of like sink was blocked, plumber came round, negligee fell open, with some soft guitar music. I fainted. 2 ambulance men came round.
Jason, what do you think? What are you going to go for? Which housemate's diary would you most like to read?
You know a good autobiography when it's got a good title like Columbo, Peter Falk's, is called Just One More Thing, which is genius, right?
Yeah.
So Nikki should just be called Who Is She? And it'd be more of a colouring book than an actual autobiography,
You're going to go for Nikki then, are you?
Yeah, because Leah's I've read in Deirdre's photo casebook, so...
OK, so who are you going to go for? Whose diary, do you think?
What do you want to go for?
I don't know.
James?
Well, I'd have said Nikki too, but I imagine that's the answer.
You think Nikki?
Yeah.
The housemate whose diary the public would most like to read is Nikki. Points for both teams. So at the end of that round, it's 5 points for Jason's team and 7 points for Sean's team. And the winner is the name of our final round. Here is your first one. Celebrity the public would most like to see in the Big Brother house.
Is it Marcus Bentley, the Geordie bloke who does the voiceover? Because he'd be a laugh, wouldn't he, just walking around, like, oh, I'm going to make some toast. Like, Marmite or jam? I decide. Like,
I would just genuinely love to see how long it would take Charlie to get into an argument with Gandhi.
Who's Gandhi?
Brilliant.
You say you go to China White, but you've never met Gandhi.
Gandhi, he's like the hottest rapper ever.
Do you want to be a baller? Ballers. Who'll be dipping in a bin? You know Gandhi.
Is he hot?
Yes!
Is he single?
He is fucking slamming, man.
Can you look it up?
Single, man.
But he's a player.
Oh, excuse me. Look at me, I'm a playaholic, baby.
I'll tell you who I would love to have seen in Big Brother this year.
Yeah.
Billy. I'll tell you what happened, Billy. I went to make a cup of tea and I came back and you were gone.
Is it Mr. T?
It is Mr. T.
Oh!
Genuinely Mr. T.
He's everybody's favourite, isn't he, Mr. T? I've got him doing the voice on my sat-nav, which I've had for 6 months and it never gets boring. Turn left, sucker! Just all the time. He's brilliant. He won't go to the airport. I think there's a little bug in it or something.
Most entertaining housemate ever.
Is Nikki. It has to be you, Nikki, because you were crying so much for a long time and you were screaming. It's so sweet.
That is the correct answer.
Wow!
Yes, the most entertaining housemate ever on Big Brother is Nikki. Let's have a look at her in action.
I'm not fucking having that! I can't get my MP3 player to work! sexual ulcer is there where my tooth is going down and made a hole in my cheek. Who is she? Who is she? Who is she?
That's you. You've got to look that up.
Every time I see Nikki on screen, I can't help thinking, wouldn't she make a brilliant girlfriend? Nikki, no offence, but you make the Fourth Bridge look low maintenance. A lot of people blame Nikki's upbringing, but she was raised by Satan, and he did the best he could. Nikki, you're a drama queen.
Yeah, but I wasn't raised by Satan.
Well, how do you explain it, then?
Well, I'm just a little bit eccentric. Sorry, Sean, is there a problem?
No problem at all. I was just imagining some little crosshairs on there. It's like one of those jobs the sniper says, you put your money away. This one's on the house, mate.
Well, that sound tells me that it's the end of the round and the end of the show, which means the final scores are Jason's team have 6 points, Sean's team are the winners with 8 points. Well done. Well, thanks to all our panellists, our wonderful studio audience, and to all of you for watching at home. That's it from us. Good night.